some Nathan, some of the more radical shit talkers. Man, one day it was just enough, man. It was like, bro, like I don't remember the point. It'd be great to remember it. I think it was like a Coriolis or something. Who knows? But Nathan was talking some shit on this show, and it was like I agree with most of what he said, but there was something I was like,
Nathan, just click the link. Let you know. So.
Yeah, I'll tell this guy. He's talked to me before. We got a real Ebecca. Oh, everybody's coming. Welcome, everybody. Hello.
Oh no, I mean not you guys.
It's going to be a swarm, okay? It's going to be a swarm. So
what are they just going to do? You ridiculous.
It might be like that. We'll see how it goes. I've got to give everybody roles. So
right on. Yeah, like I was saying, it was the first thing that brought me to Discord was probably 2019, whatever it says on my shit. Was Nathan Oakley, man. We had to get in there and kick the debate around inspired by this mad gentleman here. Nathan's a year older than me. I guess I respect him with seniority. But yes, this was the motivation and inspiration to bring the press on off of the internet and onto the Discords. I met Steve as well.
Yep.
What's up, Steve? Good morning.
What's up, Steve?
Good morning, you guys.
So I wanted everyone to know this is Steve's good Christmas present. He asked that I invite Nathan on, and so I thought I could do that for him. So Merry Christmas, Steve.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, Nathan's got all the roles. Just be warned, he's going to be hosting this little thing he's doing, so he's going to have the ability to mute you. All right, so just stay in line, go with the flow. Doesn't have to be crazy.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Cheers.
Happy New Year, Nathan. I haven't talked to you in about 3-4 years. This is the Press Don.
Hello.
If anyone's interested in watching on my stream, I'm going to go ahead and post the YouTube link in the wide chat. Wide chat is our main chat here.
I'm going to go and grab a couple of drinks because we'll go live in about 15 minutes. The only thing I ask of who are in this server, I appreciate I've just got everyone, I'm a guest, but please don't swear. Even if I do, please don't swear.
Okay.
Do as I say, not as I do.
No swearing.
That's what it is.
Fuck that.
Nathan can't eject himself. Use your heads. But he can't warmly welcome himself back the next day.
I've just had to come back. I just should explain that to the Discord server as well. So I have two panels, my internal panel and the Discord server that you're all part of. If you see my name flashing, it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm talking. In that case, it was Neil talking. So my panel will just come through my line. So although it says Nathan Oakley 1980, it may not be me talking, just so you know.
I just popped in. Where are we today? Briggs?
Yeah, we're worldwide debate.
Worldwide debates.
Briggs, though, right?
Debates.
I've posted a link in the live stream chat for the show, so anybody who watches live on YouTube. I've got a radio mic that I've purchased just for this purpose. So when I'm in a different room, I can still talk. I'm going to wire that up right now.
You go.
Well, as long as you wash your hands after you flush, okay?
I'm going to be making coffee, not having a poo.
Yeah, but don't discriminate. Now you can have a poo and talk.
That's what I said to the seller. I said to the seller of this item as I'm buying it, so in case I'm in the middle of a live stream and I need to have a poo, I'd said it to be crude to get a laugh out of the seller, to try and get it for cheap. But I do.
What's with this poo?
To excrete feces, Neil. It's a very common thing that people do.
It sounds like Winnie the Pooh to me. If I gotta take a shit, it sounds better.
Don't take it with you, Neil. Just leave it there.
Yeah.
So how do you guys do? Is this a normal scheduled show? Is there topic, Steve, did you have? Is there a category that's going to be going on, or any itinerary?
Yeah, Magic Flat.
What's that? Flatness?
Magic Flat. That's the category.
Flatness. All right. Are they hazing out the sun where you guys are recently at a higher frequency? Yes. No.
Oh boy. What do you mean hazing out the sun?
Check out the wide chat. One second.
Hazing out the sun. Okay.
How does this sound? Oh, it's coming through my line. I need to turn the monitors off. Okay. That sound okay?
It's
Can you hear me?
a little low, just slightly low.
A little bit low.
Yeah. That is clear as your.
How about now?
Your ring.
How about now? Is that any better?
Not too bad.
The radio mic. I just want to check it works so I can go into the kitchen and make myself coffee.
It works, yes.
Perfect.
And
Good
it
enough.
sounds okay.
As long as I can tell you to shut up through it, I'm happy.
The butter.
Rich, you know how when you come back to the chat, like you haven't been there in a few hours, it'll be like froze up at where you left off, and then you have to like zoom down to the bottom.
Yeah,
Not you're not crazy. That's what happened.
Okay.
Donnock, I don't know if you can
Can I ask a question?
work on your audio there in the car. It'd be cool if you could.
I'm yielding. Yes, other person, you have the floor.
Excuse me. Fuck who?
Buck Sodbuster. Is that you, Neil?
Ah, so Buck, you got your little dream here. Nathan's gonna be on.
Okay.
That's your little thing here. I was waiting in Earth Awakenings and they didn't show up. Oh, we're here now.
Let's go. Is he going to have the mute button?
Yes.
You're gonna cry about a mute button when we don't use a mute button?
Is that
Wait,
Joe
you
Pesci?
don't use the mute button.
You know?
You got a
Yeah.
white knight here. Any muter has a white knight. We'll band together as the mutees and white
Get
knight
out of here.
together when necessary.
So
About to get his
so
ass
why
handed.
is there going to be a mute button available?
Because he wants to perform his biased opinion show. And that's totally
Okay.
fine because that's what he wants
Yeah.
to do.
I get it, but then it's not a debate. So
Well, the
There
show
is
is
no
called
debate.
if it's
Flat
not
Earth
meant to
Debate.
be a debate, that's fine.
Yeah, the show is called Flat Earth Debate. It's not an
There is
open
no debate.
debate.
Debate, it's never been a debate.
Well, I suggest you change the name of the show then.
I'm gonna do a damn
Just a
thing.
namesake. So
Nathan will do what he wants to do.
the show is called Flat Earth Debate because that's just the show title. Now, originally, I was under the misapprehension that there was a debate. In the last couple of years, I figured out there is no debate. That doesn't change the name of my show.
Well,
I do want to make a short announcement.
it leaves
Hold
when
on,
that show
hold
is
on, Buck.
called Flat Earth Debate. It leaves
I
the
appreciate
impression
it, Buck.
that there is a debate.
Thank you for doing what you do best and just waiting till I'm done talking. So since we got some people here, if you guys are familiar with Andrew Baker, he's prominent in the community. He's written a bunch of trivia questions, and tomorrow late afternoon, or I guess it'd be early evening, depending where you're at, he's going to be doing trivia here with Cash Prize.
You got to be live on camera, no Google. So
I don't think that's the requirement. But
Yeah,
he's going to be. Oh, he really? Okay, well maybe that is. I'm not sure. Anyways, if you like money, you can come hang out the events in the events area. You can sign up for it. See you tomorrow.
All right, and the first experiment, stand with me, this crew hasn't heard. Forget the final experiment. We want the first exploration, and we just want to go straight with planes all around the world. Pass on the press con's message. Thank you.
I don't do that.
Well, hopefully the GoFundMe will be full up soon. But I just think it's what should be done, Nathan. I don't know if you're interested, but I love you.
For what purpose?
We're just trying to get some planes to go straight. I'm interested in it, and I've met a handful of people that are interested in it.
What would be the purpose in doing it?
More exploration, just to attempt to put my money where my mouth is and what I would want to do in life. Like, I want to go look around like the rest of them, but I just kind of want some planes to just be anticipating, like, let's go straight and see what happens. Just try to go a little bit straight. But if you're not interested, that's cool. I'm sorry, I thought you might be like,
I'm asking questions about it. So you say go straight. I don't really understand what you mean by that. So your GoFundMe is to get planes to go straight?
Yeah, I want to do like a butt to butt to butt circle jerk, planes all facing outward from like one starting location, and just be like, let's just go. Let's just hold like generally straight. Just go and see if we start looping around and coming back where we started.
Why would they? Hold on. So see if
I
they
want
loop.
it to be a ball. You know, I want them to not be liars and stealer, thieves, abusers. And I just want it to be a ball and the planes to come around the ball.
Wouldn't it be a lot more simple to get some quality used surveying equipment and just measure right from there?
No,
There you
you're not
go.
doing what I'm
You already
interested
do
in.
that.
You should go to
Why
your.
wouldn't that be more simple?
Just talk to
I'll
one
do my
person.
thing. I don't care what's simple.
This Donny guy. So we already know that planes fly straight. If you want to explore, I mean, fair enough, that's a reasonable answer. But when you said you want to find out if they loop around, why would they loop around?
Exactly.
We already know planes fly straight.
No, but farther. I want them to keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going.
But that's different. So what you want is a plane to just fly out into the unknown towards the offing.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I meant with like 5 times larger fuel tanks, and they just can go a lot. Just they keep going and going. Like for like 3 hours. Or no, I'm sorry. I'm thinking satellite time. For like 24 hours, like just go straight.
Just to see if you find new lands, right?
Yeah.
That's fair enough. I just got confused when you were like, to see if they loop around.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you.
You already know what they do, though. Planes already fly straight and level, parallel with the ground.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I didn't mean any of that type of stuff. I just meant to explore. Instead of going to the edge of Antarctica and stopping and hanging out on the edge, let's keep going. Let's go other directions a little more.
Certainly how we found new lands in the past, right? As far as documented history tells us. Flew out towards the offing, the outer space as it was formerly known in the 1700s. And then we found new lands there. And we surveyed them with respect to the surface level, the sea level. The surveying of all the lands we already have, already surveyed the world as a flat plane with respect to sea level. So we could survey the lands if we found any more. As you're suggesting, we're lied to about there being a limitation to the lands by way of it being a derivation of Earth measured flat in the form of this bull heliocentric religion given to us by the church, and to that religion being in place, that would suggest that we, quote, loop around. In terms of what you want to find new lands. Fair enough.
I appreciate it. And then it's weird to me, and it's red flaggy, it's weird, or I want to get along with my neighbors, and I got my man Buck over here who loves the science, but he's telling me all this easy stuff when I want to do hard, awesome, more harder, more better, or more whatever for me, more exploring. It's like, Buck, be with us on Team More Exploring, please.
Well, your suggestion would be great, but it's like the expense involved with that makes it pretty unrealistic.
Oh, you don't got the money.
Well, I got money, you don't have money. So why not come up with something a little more practical?
It's totally practical. There, we've got planes flying around the Earth billions of times already, and we've got like under a handful, like under a dozen planes have gone supposedly over the pole or something. I mean, don't you see there's a bit of a discrepancy? Like east to west is favored, north south ain't really a thing.
He's scared.
I'm scared for you because I really don't think you're going to be able to.
You're gonna die in Antarctica.
How much is gas? How much is gas, man? We're doing this all day. What are you talking about?
Right now it's about $3 a gallon.
Okay, well, how much kerosene? What jet fuel's like $10-12 a gallon? Cheap.
Yeah.
Come on, dude.
Cheap stuff. How much do pilots make an hour?
Oh my gosh, get off of it.
They make a paycheck. They make a paycheck.
I'm just trying to help you out. Like I'll even contribute if you want.
Buck is a noob.
GoFundMe? Where's
Buck
the GoFundMe?
is a noob. Please forgive him.
Yeah, he's a boomer. It's okay. It's okay. You're allowed to be here, Buck. We're glad that you made it.
Yeah, just don't rage out, bro. Just calm down.
seriously.
It's gonna be okay. I promise.
Do you promise?
Yeah.
Me and Neil might get into it. Neil's my guy.
You'll be safe ultimately. Like nobody's gonna get hurt. You'll be fine. Just when that urge to rage out comes up, just take a deep breath, mute yourself. You'll be
What
fine.
if Nathan calls me a bad name?
He said he wasn't gonna swear, so let's
You can just get over it. Talking about testicles isn't actually swearing, right?
That too. Hey Nathan, did you ever change your show intro? Like I remember I talked to you in 2018 and you agreed with me that maybe you should.
Great
Oh, did he?
now. Yeah, it's really nice.
I can't hear anything because Buck keeps interrupting like we want to hear it.
I meant specifically about the line about debate the shape of the Earth.
Welcome.
And
Flat Earth debate live. I'm your host, Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so
Oh,
already,
is he doing it right now?
be sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification icon and join button if you'd like to become a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member and keep
What
up
a
to date
pro.
with the Flat Earth debate.
Jesus.
If you would like to support the channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they are live. There's also a coffee, Patreon, crypto, and thanks button in the info box below the video. Most importantly, if you'd like to join the discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the nature of Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using stock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. Please also share the show on social media. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel, so please share the show on Facebook and X. We are joined by Click OK, Refracted Curvature, Neil, One Deck, Arthur, Len, and a whole bunch of people in the Worldwide Debates Discord server, so welcome one and all.
How are you?
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Hello, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. We have decided amongst ourselves that on a Friday, well, I don't like making a note what day it is in case this gets re-upped on a different day, but typically on a live show on a Friday, we'd like to cover some of the housekeeping questions, just to keep them alive and well in the mind's eye of anybody who still has the perception that they are living on a ball. And there's quite a few of them, as I understand it. I will go through some of those housekeeping questions. Feel free to join in if you have an answer from the Discord server, or indeed from my own panel. Any evidence of a physical geometric sphere edge, that's a horizon formerly known as the curve of the Earth?
Yes. Yes.
To hear a yes.
Yep.
All right, what's your evidence for a curve of the Earth?
Measurements. Surveys.
Excellent.
Do you want me to start posting surveys? Published surveys, decades old, peer reviewed, available for you to review and dispute, available for you to reproduce.
Just tell me about it.
Surveys as in rise over run with respect to sea level. That's a measurement of a flat Earth.
No. Surveys of spherical excess, surveys of diverging zeniths. I mean, surely you've reviewed these famous surveys that measure Earth curvature.
Can you just tell me about them 25
Give us
seconds ago?
give us the instrument. Give us the instrument. Tell us how the process was performed. That's how you handle measurement. Just go ahead and do that.
So
You can post whatever you want.
the way professional surveys like this work is they publish their procedures. They open it up for scrutiny and allow you to reproduce them or critique them, commonly referred to as review. I assume that you have produced such a review and you've critiqued their approach.
Did you hear
Go ahead and show me the review you've done.
The question you asked, did you not hear it?
Oh, I heard it. I asked you a question too.
You were
So you trust them till review.
Donick, I just
The question I was asked was all the details by refracted curvature of all the details of what went into the survey. And when you do a survey like this, you can't give a 2-second response.
Stupid or deaf.
Hey, I'm talking, Nathan. Nathan, I am talking.
Hear what you're asked. Other than what you're asked.
Nathan, settle down. I am speaking.
You weren't answering what you were asked, so you didn't hear.
You weren't asking what I asked. You weren't answering what I asked. So let's take count to 3. Settle down. Let's revert. You asked for evidence of a horizon. My evidence is the multiple surveys that have been published for centuries that everyone knows about that show Earth curvature, and that proves a horizon.
When you finish talking, what tool was used to measure?
Nathan, you can respond now. I'm done talking. Go ahead.
Already been asked. What tool was used by refracted curvature?
Theodolite. I mean, I can give you multiple different tools.
I'm going to respond to him if he ever stops wittering.
Yeah, the theodolite is used in a plane of reference to get an angle measurement. Why would you think that has anything to do with the curve?
Because when you use a theodolite, you can prove that zeniths diverge, which means there's curvature over the 2 points that you're measuring. Also, measuring spherical excess is proof that the Earth is curved. You guys have the opportunity to refute it, right?
You
It's
didn't
peer
measure
reviewed.
spherical excess. We've never seen it presented.
Look, thanks. Second time.
You've never seen surveys of spherical excess, and you're
Well,
experts in this field?
Point of reference.
Nathan Oakley is an expert in this field, and you've never seen measurements of spherical.
Buck, I had to mute you because you literally do not stop talking, and your audio is twice as loud as it's necessary. So please just shorten it up and actually follow along. It's kind of like ridiculous. You're just blowing up this.
Yeah, don't call me a liar and don't repeat yourself.
Buck, you can settle down and just try and answer one of our questions. Can you calm down, Buck? You've been server muted because you keep talking through the host of my live show. That's me. You can either you still.
Yeah, I noticed I was muted.
Before I've talked, Buck. I'm just going to ask the host of the server to shut you up again. Disingenuous little prick.
That's the way it works.
I'm talking.
You do have a mute function as well,
You.
Nathan.
You understand, Buck? There you go. It's been shut for you, insubordinate little twat. I will try and explain to you how a theodolite measures Earth flat. First thing you do is level it to a plane of reference. A plane of reference is what we are measuring in terms of Earth's surface. And that's something that you will only acquire from a flat Earth. Now we're going to ask you politely if you understand how this tool requires reference to a horizontal plane when you first set the tool up to do the measuring of the angles with respect to that plane of reference that the tool is leveled to. Do you understand, Buck? You may respond.
As someone who's used a theodolite, I will respond to someone who's never even seen a theodolite, right? You've never seen one, yet alone used one.
Try not to poison the well before you start talking, you retard.
The theodolite, a theodolite uses the vector as a reference. It does not use the surface.
And now he's just talking straight through me again. As a live host of the show, I'll ask you respectfully.
And now
when I respond. Now you've been
Nathan, Nathan, are you able to actually mute him? You do have the function.
Well, it's your show. You host this server. I mean, if you've got wankers in here that can't shut their mouths and you can't keep control of them, then obviously I can't trust you to run your own server correctly. Is your guest, like I am. Now, I'll try and be respectful as a guest. By the same token, I'm running a live show. Now, it's been put to Buck. You have to level this tool to a plane of reference. His non-response was to say you've never used a theodolite. That's non-responsive, though, isn't it, Buck? What I asked you to do is acknowledge... There's Demuck again for the fourth time interrupting me. You talked about your planes flying out. Demuck, you will never achieve your stupid shitty ends with your GoFundMe. Nobody in their right mind will take a commercial plane out to nowhere that isn't charted with waypoints. You are on a hiding to nothing, and I find your suggestion and request for money to do it idiotic. Shut up while I'm talking.
I didn't actually know money. Sorry,
nonsense you tried to bring up, and I humoured you. Now I'm calling you stupid. Your GoFundMe's idiotic, but I'm dealing with a different idiot now, Demuck. You can try and get a commercial pilot to fly out without waypoints. You will fail miserably. It's idiotic. Okay? I'm done humouring you. Shut up. I'll address Buck Sodbuster again for the third time because he's given me a non-responsive reply in regards to whether or not I've used a theodolite when I've detailed how it's set up and referenced to a horizontal plane to measure angles for Earth's surface. That's what it is. That's what it does. Whether I have used this tool is irrelevant. His response was non-responsive. I'm going to see if he can acknowledge his non-responsive reply when asked if he understands how a theodolite is functioning with respect to a plane of reference. That's how it's leveled when you set it up. Second time.
Hey, you got to unmute him.
A theodolite uses the vertical vector as a plane of reference. Absolutely, positively, 100%. That is what it uses as a plane of reference. It does not use the surface of the Earth as a plane of reference. That is not how a theodolite functions. That is your answer.
No, a vertical is not a plane of reference. Try again. That is a vector, not a plane.
You are incorrect. The plane of reference used by a theodolite is the downward vector. The complement of that downward vector is what's used as a horizontal baseline, not the surface of the Earth. That is not how a theodolite works. Plain and simple. There's your response.
AI, sorry, John. AI says a vertical recognized concept defined as perpendicular, that's in brackets, at a right angle to a horizontal plane. It's perpendicular to a plane, like John just put to you, according to AI.
Of course. The vertical downward vector is the reference.
Okay, I've heard you acknowledge how wrong you were.
Interrupted me. I can't even finish speaking.
Is there any chance I can reply, or is Buck going to talk straight through the middle of me confirming that he's just affirmed how incorrect he was? Of course. Well, of course you're wrong. You said it wasn't. So when I go to AI and ask, you are incorrect. It seems like you're very disingenuous, Buck. I don't really want to talk to you anymore. You are corrected by John. I'm like, oh, well, there's a bit of ambiguity. I better look it up. And when I do and quote to you what AI says, you affirm that AI is correct, that it's perpendicular to a plane. That's what happens when you level a theodolite. It's leveled to the horizontal plane of reference. That's Earth's surface. It's the second time we've put it to you. You said no the first. Now we're all clear. Yeah, that's correct, end quote, you. But you said it wasn't. So you seem a bit stupid, a bit confused, like it both is and isn't perpendicular to a plane of reference when you set up a theodolite. No, it is, as you just affirmed, after saying it wasn't, Buck. So if it's okay with you, Buck, I'd rather you just didn't take part in the conversation anymore because you're a disingenuous scumbag liar. You said it wasn't and then confirmed that it was, making you a disingenuous scumbag liar. Do you understand why you won't be talked to anymore, having been proven as a disingenuous scumbag liar?
You are incorrect, and that's not what I said. The plane of the reference point that a theodolite uses is the downward vector.
Point.
Yeah, just mute me because you know I'm right, and you know you can't defend yourself.
What it is, it's a plane.
Okay, let's ask AI. I'm gonna you use ChatGPT. Let me go to ChatGPT and I'll ask.
I didn't. Meanwhile, it's not to a point.
Okay, so I'm going to ask ChatGPT what reference a theodolite uses. And what do you think the answer will be?
Said point. It's not with respect to a point. It's with respect to a plane. You can't be perpendicular to a point. That's idiotic.
I'm going to ask ChatGPT.
Are you going to acknowledge it? I've said it 4 times. You're not perpendicular to a point. You're wrong.
You're perpendicular to the observation point you're standing at.
That's a plane of reference.
I'll say it again. The plane of reference is the perpendicular vector to the point you are standing at. That's how a theodolite works.
You can't have
have you ever leveled a theodolite?
You're not listening. You're not getting 90 degrees to a point. Perpendicular is at 90 degrees. You can't be at 90 degrees. I'm still talking. I'm going to discontinue the conversation if you interrupt me a further time. Can't be at 90 degrees, that's perpendicular, to a point. It's the 5th time I've told you. Now I'm going to ask, were you dropped on your head by your dumbass mother? Because you can't be perpendicular, that's at 90 degrees, to a point. You are wrong, sir. Are you going to acknowledge how wrong you are in terms of your understanding of perpendicularity? Or am I going to tell you a 6th time? Idiot! You are wrong!
No. So basic math, are you saying that you cannot have a perpendicular vector to a point on a sphere? Is that your claim? Yes or no?
At 90 degrees to. 90 degrees.
Is your claim?
I'm still talking. Right, that's the end of your discussion time here, Buster. You're raising my blood pressure unnecessarily. I'm answering you for a 7th time. To be perpendicular, you are at 90 degrees to something. If you've only got a single point, you cannot be at 90 degrees to it. Ergo, you aren't perpendicular when you say to a point. That's the 8th time I've stated it.
Did you not hear him? He said to the downward vector, not to the point. Maybe you misheard him.
If you are standing on a point on a sphere, an observation point on a sphere, the downward vector is 90 degrees.
The question.
sphere?
Also, the 90 degrees, there is no intersection of a curve and the straight vector that's going to give you 90 degrees, sir. You don't know basic geometry.
Yeah, it seems like he's describing perpendicularity with respect to a sphere, which won't give you 90 degrees either. So he was dropped on his head by his dumbass mother, because you don't get to be 90 degrees to a curved surface. That won't be perpendicular either. You won't be perpendicular to a point. You won't be perpendicular to a sphere you've begged the question of. And you don't get to beg the question on my live show. What sphere?
Please don't swear.
Didn't we just go over a surveyor?
Guys using the theodolite measuring angles. What's that got to do with curvature?
It's measuring
Exactly, and we
angles.
just went over a video of a professional surveying Earth.
Using trig points.
That's correct.
Yeah. This guy's disingenuous and wants to describe vectors. Okay, downward vector. What we're doing, though, is leveling the tool. Getting it to be 90 degrees to the plane of reference. That's what you have to do with the theodolite. That's what he suggested we didn't do, and then agreed that we did, and then said that we didn't. So Buck Sodbuster's a disingenuous scumbag liar who feels the need that if he talks through people while they point out that, no, you do definitely level this tool to a plane of reference. What's that? I haven't used one. So does that change that you're perpendicular to a plane of reference to level the tool? Oh, it's only a vector to a point. Then you're not leveling the tool. So we're here in the 9th occasion with Buck Sodbuster, who needs to lie about being perpendicular to a sphere, he's assumed? No, you don't get to do that, Buck Sodbuster. And it's unreasonable that you decide that you're going to chat skank your way through everything I say 9 times when you're just wrong about perpendicularity and leveling the adolites. They're leveled the surface. It's perpendicular to it, 90 degrees to it. To what, you say? The plane of reference, 10th time.
Now, the plane of reference they can't handle because that's flat. Standing on a sphere, whoever stood on a sphere?
But not anybody who was leveling a theodolite, because you wouldn't be leveling to a curve, would you? That's idiotic. Sodbuster's an idiot. That's why he said it was with respect to a sphere that he assumed when he begged the question. You don't get to beg the question on my show, Buck Sodbuster. You get to be called an idiot, though, when you describe leveling a tool to a curve. You don't level theodolites to curves. That's idiotic.
Yeah, nobody says you did.
Question of. Right, go ahead, Chunky, Brad, whatever, Brad boy.
Yeah, I'll go ahead. Yeah, nobody says you level a theodolite to a curve.
The Buck Sodbuster said it about 2.5 minutes ago. Perhaps you weren't listening.
I wasn't.
And shut up.
Fuck you. Make me.
Can you remove this person for swearing on my live stream?
Little children, man. Dude, look at a theodolite is very close to a transit. And what you do is you use these screws on the mount to level horizontally your tool. You don't use vertical at all unless you're trying to plumb a wall. So this guy has no idea what he's talking about. He's a liar.
Yeah, so why don't you look at I just pressed check at the bottom. It'll take you up to where I posted it 7 after the hour 13 minutes ago. That's the theodolite looking at the horizon on the ocean.
Okay, so
come again?
Level with respect to the horizon. Is that what you're trying to tell us?
That's right. Perpendicular to vertical. Perpendicular
right.
to vertical.
But certainly. So with respect to the horizon and the position that you are at with your theodolite, that's a level plane between you and the horizon then. So Earth's being measured flat when you level the tool then.
Yeah, but the horizon's below that.
Then it won't level the tool, will it?
Yeah, well, it's perpendicular to the horizon, the horizontal.
The horizon
based on plumb.
Horizon is where sea level meets the sky. Appears to meet the sky, dude. Sea level. That is parallel. You're talking about your eye level, the surface level. So you just got 2 planes of reference.
We're measuring
You're
Earth
still
flat.
in trouble.
So Earth's being measured flat when we level this tool with respect to the plane of the horizon. Level plane.
No. Well, then how do you explain the water below the eye level?
Finished. Is it just me, or are you the second person in the row that feels that you've got to chat skank your way through what I reply with?
Can you define that?
Earth, that's the second time he's done it. You're going to be removed like the last wanker who decided that he's going to chat skank through his way through my live show. I'm running a live show. You are an insignificant nobody. Now, your question about leveling a tool with respect to the horizon has been acknowledged. Yes, Earth is measured flat when we use the horizon to establish a horizontal plane of reference to level this tool. Ergo, we are leveling the tool with the horizon because that makes the plane that we need to level the tool with. Earth is measured flat as a plane when we level this tool. Earth's measured flat. If you're suggesting, no, the horizon's falling away from you, well, number one, you're incorrect. We're utilizing sea level and a parallel plane of eye level. But ultimately, if you think otherwise, it won't achieve level for the tool, which is what you need. You need it to be vertical with respect to its perpendicularity, using the horizon to achieve said perpendicularity. That is to say, Earth is being measured and referenced as a flat plane with use of the horizon to level this tool. Earth's flat, that's how it's been measured. ICS, you may respond to me now.
With a theodolite?
A theodolite that levels itself with respect to Earth's planar surface? Yes, Earth's measured flat with this tool.
It's perpendicular to plumb.
Perpendicular means at 90 degrees.
That's right.
If it's vertical, plumb's vertical, as is the item. So you can't be both using vertical for 90 because it won't give you the horizontal, which is what you need to level the tool with. So when you're describing it being leveled, it's at 90 degrees to the plane of reference you're going to measure the angles from. Do you understand that you're measuring angles with respect to a plane of reference with this tool?
It's perpendicular to it's perpendicular to plumb, right? And you're saying that that's horizontal, which is correct.
Vertical. To be perpendicular, you need two axes, vertical and horizontal.
Right.
My question
So you
was,
understand.
do you understand that you're measuring angles with respect to the plane of reference? That was my question. Do you understand that? Yes or no?
Yes, and I've already said that.
Right, so we're going to need a plane of reference then, dumbass.
Vertical. Already established that.
A plane of reference perpendicular to the vertical axis of the tool. It's being
You had 90 degrees.
leveled. That's him interrupting me for the fourth time. Is it just me, or is there a lot of scumbag, disingenuous wankers who want to assert that we're leveling tools and then ignore that in order to achieve that, we need to actually level the tool? Oh, no, it's only to do with one axis, the vertical. No, it isn't. Perpendicularity requires two axes. One of them is horizontal. So we're going to need a horizontal plane of reference for this tool. That's the fourth time I've told you, not asked you, ICS Spin. I'm telling you. It measures with respect to a plane of reference. That's Earth. The Earth that you utilize the horizon to level it with. Earth's measured flat with this tool. For angles with respect to a plane of reference. Do you want to tell me for a fifth time that that's vertical? It isn't.
I mean, I don't think I can explain it any easier, so I'll let someone else talk.
Oh, you didn't explain anything. You suggested that we only have one axis that would be vertical. Then I took a giant steaming shit on your nonsense waffle that you spewed, that you didn't seem to understand. Because when we measure Earth with a theodolite, we're measuring Earth flat, with angles with respect to the plane of reference. The one we level the tool with, that used the horizon as a plane of reference. Now, the fact that you don't understand what the hell you're babbling about doesn't mean that you haven't explained it successfully. It means that you attempted to only use one axis. That would be vertical. You said plumb about 4 times. Like you're a stuck record. Like a Dumbo who only had one thing to say in spite of it being challenged and refuted with the horizontal plane of reference of Earth's surface that's being used to level the tool to. And you brought up the fact that we use the horizon to do that. That means between you and the horizon, you have a flat plane. That's what Earth's been measured at to level this tool to it. Sit down and shut up.
Okay.
This is what's funny.
You don't understand what sit down and shut up means? Having to tell you something 4 times makes you idiotic. Now you're being told, idiot, sit down and shut up.
So you don't know how to level it.
Check this out.
Okay, got it.
Check this out, right?
Right, he's just told me that I don't know how to level it.
Oh my God,
Sorry, excuse me, disingenuous glowbag scum. No, I do understand that you level it to a plane of reference using the horizon as per your declaration of that fact. Yeah, I know, because you explained it quite adequately when you described utilization of the horizon to do so. So after I've corrected your stuck record nature of telling us we only use one axis of vertical 4 times, you have the gall to tell me I don't understand. No, you were dropped on your frickin' head and now seem to be stuttering your way around the word vertical and plumb multiple times in the face of an explanation that contradicts your single use of a one axis, that won't give you perpendicular. So I'll say it again. I see spin. You are an idiot, presumably dropped on your head by a careless mother, because you don't seem to understand that you need a horizontal plane of reference, the same one you referred to when you leveled your tool with the use of the horizon. So you seem to half understand. Then you've got the nerve to tell me I don't. Yeah, I do. Now you won't take part in the conversation anymore, you disingenuous scumbag.
Also, you don't get the concept of vertical or plumb without it being with respect to a horizontal plane. Those two they're intrinsically linked. You can't just pick one and say the other.
Can I say a few words, Nathan? I've been posting how you set up a theodolite, right? They're ignoring it, spamming over it. So I get this guy that you're talking to. He points arrows at the third part where you level the theodolite, adjust the leveling screws until the bubble, which he points these arrows to, in the spirit level is centered. Use the foot screws for the fine adjustments to ensure the instrument is perfectly level, not plumb. So he pointed out, like, these people are beyond retarded.
No, they're just disingenuous. He started off by pointing out that you're leveling it with respect to the horizon. That's because all horizontals are parallel with the plane of the horizon. It's because Earth's flat. The horizon wouldn't achieve you this description. But even though he specifically detailed that, he then wanted to be a disingenuous scumbag glurf who believes in spin and suggest that we only use the vertical axis. No, we don't. We're measuring angles with respect to a plane of reference. Earth's being measured flat with this tool. He's the third person in a row that feels that he needs to glurf his way through the facts in the matter. No, glurf. You measure Earth flat with this tool. You don't have to like it.
What is it with these ballers? Sorry, what is it with these ballers, right? Explain how they're using theodolites, which they shouldn't be using that word anyway, because it's just an angle measuring tool. Nothing to do with measuring curvature. A grip.
Yeah, this started off with some lying scumbag saying he had proof of Earth curve measurement. That beat Buck Sodbuster, disingenuous scumbag glurf liar number 1. He suggested he'd got measurements of curve. No, what we've got is a tool that's leveled to a plane of reference. First thing we do is measure Earth flat with it. The very first thing that's being done with that tool. But his suggestion that was Earth curve measurement. No. So how long have we glurfed our way around lying about having Earth curve measurements? 30 minutes of glurf lies? 4 different people? What a bunch of wankers. So we don't have any Earth curve measurements. But given that you had 4 attempts to suggest that a tool being leveled to a plane of reference measures Earth curve, I think we can dispense with this shitty, garbage bullshit that this measures curve. No, it's leveled to a plane of reference using the horizon to do so. Oh,
I'm curious. I'm curious where
parallel with the horizon because Earth is flat.
I'm curious where in Harp's post it talks about the horizon at all.
It talks about the horizon, you retard.
Where does it say that? Where does it say that?
Horizontal is, man.
I don't need somebody to assist me. Thanks.
God.
He said it. Did you not hear him say it? It came out of his mouth.
I'm looking
Did
at
you hear him say it or not?
No, he didn't.
He said it, it's recorded and broadcast to a live fucking audience. Just because you didn't hear him doesn't mean he didn't say it.
It's horizontal. So here's what he wrote to me.
I'm just addressing
Here's
this
what he
guy.
wrote to me. Okay.
Hello.
He's wrote Harp. Do you understand that?
Shut up.
Jesus Christ.
Up. Thanks.
I'm using what he posted.
I'm trying to answer you. I'm trying to answer you. Where was it said? You said as a question. I'm answering you. He verbally stated it. It was his opener.
So he posted something in chat.
Are you fucking deaf? He said it verbally. That's the 4th time I've said it to you, you unbelievable retard. Are you hearing me on FM or what? I'll say it a 5th time for this dumb, deaf idiot. He said it verbally. It was the first thing he said. That's the 5th time I've told you, you dumbass.
Are you calm
You
down now?
acknowledge me? I told you where it got stated by him verbally. It was the first thing he said. 7th time you've been told, you dumbass. Can you acknowledge me now? I've told you 7 times. Hello? You said not the horizon. Where did he state horizon? He said it verbally. It was the first thing he said. 8th time, retard. Can you now acknowledge that I've told you what you asked?
Yes, I acknowledge that he said. I acknowledge he said horizontal, but it's not in any of the.
He said the horizon.
Yeah, but that's not how you do the theodolite. Look at it.
And I've told you 9 fucking times. I've told you 9 times.
Nathan, it's okay, buddy.
Horizon. Now you're going to be removed from the discussion for being a complete fucktard. If you can't understand after 9 repetitions of the fact he said it verbally, then you don't belong in this conversation. Idiot.
He doesn't know how a level works. Listen, he asked me if I understand that a bubble level uses the vertical vector to establish horizontal. That doesn't even make sense. Look, when you're using a level, you put it up and down to get plumb, and you put it horizontal to get level. Period. That's all it is.
That's what perpendicular means.
Bubble gives you horizontal. Period.
Go ahead, John.
I was just going to say that the horizon was brought up because he was pointing out that when you use a theodolite, measure from 90 at any elevation above surface level, that the horizon will appear to drop away at a set rate dependent upon your altitude. As you increase the plane of reference from your eye level to where surface level appears to meet the sky, will increase as you raise in altitude and appear to drop away. That was his claim.
Fantastic. Meanwhile, Earth's measured flat. Utilize the horizon. It's where the surface level appears to meet the sky. And all horizontals are parallel with the plane of the horizon. That's how Earth is measured. When we use a theodolite, we're measuring angles with respect to said plane of reference. To measure Earth's surface, that's what it's being used for. Measuring Earth flat.
Yeah. And trig points, Neil brought it up. Yeah, trig points are in reference to heights above sea level. They are levelled, and they're levelled on purpose so you can fit your theodolite on top of it. Yeah, to use level.
Measuring Earth as a planar surface, horizontal.
It's awesome when they're telling me I have no idea what I'm talking about. I was a builder for I don't know how long. I've used the transit I don't know how many times. And they're telling me I don't know what I'm talking about. Isn't that crazy?
No, you're right on point. The only time is to plumb a wall. I don't know what they're talking about.
That's correct. That's correct. When you're using the vertical line to plumb walls, yeah. But you set it up horizontal and it's used horizontal.
We measure angles with a theodolite with respect to parallel planes of walls. Is that how we use the tool?
Well, I'm talking about a transit, but it's the same thing and you can do the same thing. So
The description of a transit is with respect to the planar surface, correct?
that's correct.
So Earth's measured flat then?
Absolutely. Every time.
Right. but we've been told by 4 different people that it's only with respect to the vertical, with respect to a point. And then we had some dickhead suggest that it was with respect to a curved surface. That won't give us perpendicularity or a plane of reference, will it?
Nope.
No, it's a perfect.
None of
case
them know how to use a level. Not a single person who talked here ever used a level, let alone a transit or a theater.
I don't believe Buxel, but I think he's a liar. And he said that he knows how to use it and he's using it and suggesting that because I can't describe how it's parallel and perpendicular to a plane of reference. No, I can definitely describe those things. I think these people are projecting their own ineptitude and lying about having used these tools that measure Earth flat. They're the liars and they want to project onto you how you've never used one when you have. Well, no, Earth's still measured flat with this tool, regardless of your need to beg the question of a ball that won't give you perpendicularity and describe it being a vector to a point, which won't give you perpendicularity either. What you do need for this tool is a plane of reference, horizontal, to measure Earth with.
That is a must. And it's a classic case of not the ground. Anything else but the ground because the ground is flat, level.
Not one of them is mentioning curvature. They're all mentioning plumb, vertical, perpendicular. These words should not be coming out your mouth, ballers.
Here's the next thing he sends me. Listen to this now. The bubble moves because gravity makes the liquid's free surface settle in the equipotential surface perpendicular to the local gravity direction. When the bubble is centered, the vial is oriented so that its level reference corresponds to a plane perpendicular to the local downward vector. Do you not understand what that means? He's asked me to read this. Don't you understand what? These people are, oh my God, dude, this is bad. I got to stop. I'm getting retarded just listening to this.
Gotcha. When you describe a gravity vector, that still requires perpendicularity. It's a downward vector. If they're going to assert that the 111-year out of date notion that all things tend in a downward vector, perpendicular to a plane of reference also, somehow gets them out of jail when they need a horizontal plane of reference for this tool to measure angles from it, doesn't alter how the tool's functioning, perpendicular to their description, inaccurate though it is, and 111 years out of date, of a downward vector. That still requires perpendicularity, that's 90 degrees to a plane, to have a downward vector. Now, their gravity, 111 years out of date that it is, still isn't going to change how horizontal the plane of reference is required for the tool. Doesn't matter that they've inserted a word gravity. It's still down, but the vector of gravity's down. Okay, well, not all things tend towards the surface. We've got clouds. So that load of old shite's debunked. We don't have everything moving towards the surface of the Earth. Even their own non-pseudoscience practitioners of heliocentrism will acknowledge that the out-of-date 111-year-old rhetoric of a downward vector has been debunked and replaced by Einsteinian bent pseudo-Riemannian geometry. Nevertheless, their incorrect assertion of a gravity vector still requires perpendicularity and a plane of reference to have a downward vector described inaccurately with gravity.
All the tools.
So he writes, I can't believe he just read it and still doesn't understand. Because they said the word perpendicular, I guess that means he's right and I'm wrong. Because I used the word perpendicular in there. These people are lost or they're trolls. And I'm going.
They didn't offer measurements of curve, though. What we've done is discussed a tool that measures Earth flat quite extensively for about 40 straight minutes. I asked for evidence of Earth curvature. What we were given was a tool that references a horizontal plane of reference in its setup procedure. So in its setup procedure, you need a horizontal plane of reference. Sorry, where do these dumbos think they're getting a curve measurement out of this from? They're not.
We never heard of spherical axis? That's what he opened up with. Anyway, what I was saying was all the tools that they use, everything used to measure Earth requires it be flat. It be accomplished on a ball. So I don't know why they would bring up tools.
Do you want to add something illegal 42?
Right here, they're trolls. They're dishonest, retard trolls. That's what we're dealing with.
I saw illegal 42 open his line and sigh. Did you want to add something?
No, you got this.
Okay, I'll conclude. When asked for curve measurements, what we get is Earth curve. No, what we get is flat Earth measurements. That's what we got. We're all clear. Earth curve was the request. Flat Earth measurements was what we got. A tool that references a horizontal plane is what we got. Earth's measured flat.
I bet you got a bunch of stuff posted in chat from Buckside Buster, though.
I don't look at the chat. I just use the Discord server as a public gateway. So I don't involve myself in chat skanks posting things. I couldn't give a crap what they posted. I asked for, verbally, Earth curve, measurements. We got flat Earth measurements back, though, didn't we? Axiomatic requirements for horizontal planes of references. That's what we got in terms of a tool that utilizes those axiomatic flat Earth measuring principles. That would be perpendicularity, vertical and horizontal. Leveling tools with respect to the plane of the horizon. That's what we got. It's not Earth curve measurements, that's flat Earth measurements. You dumbos. You all dropped on your heads? What, they're chat skanking? Yeah, I don't read any of that crap. I've got a live audience that likes to listen to people verbally discussing how Earth gets measured. So far, 40 minutes, Earth has been measured flat and only flat. Axiomatic principles that require it to be so. That's what we got. Moving on, any scientific evidence of gravity? Has it got mentioned?
I have a point to make on that. You'll need a downwards vector, which down is with respect to a horizontal plane of reference as well. I don't think that will help them.
Yes. What John's pointing out before we get an answer from any of the Globe chat skanks is that downward vectors, 111 year out of date Newtonian gravitation, will also require a plane of reference.
Yeah, any Globers that want to rebut his prompt, please go ahead, because I've been waiting this for a long time. And I bet nobody will do it.
You know, I didn't really, there wasn't something to be rebutted, really. I mean, I've asked for scientific evidence of gravity.
I know. I've listened to you for 5,000 hours. I know, and nobody has ever done it. And it's probably not going to happen today. But
fair enough. You're just encouraging them. I appreciate it. I mean, last call for scientific evidence of gravity. Anybody at all? Go ahead, Arwin.
Well, yeah, you know the old story, right? I mean, you can't really very manipulate it here on Earth. So, if the Earth was a ball and it all worked the way they say it would, then yeah, go up there, and then suddenly there's no more vertical displacement, supposedly, and that would prove it. But yeah, nobody can actually demonstrate that unless you're gonna trust NASA and what they say they're doing, and reveals a lot of like trickery, which draws into doubt that any of that is legit. So yeah, no, there's no real scientific evidence based on empiricism, but there's many different ways that people have developed on how to consider what's happening other than relative density based, right? Like a hole in space-time. Like you just remodel reality, just like black holes happen in a fourth dimensional way. You could think of gravity as being like a hole in a flat plane in which material will, like a fluid or like a liquid, like fall into the hole and then stay there, right? And if you treat gases like a fluid, like a liquid basically, then they will drop into that hole and not be pulled out. It violates, of course, second law of thermodynamics, but yeah, when you're going to remodel the properties like in another dimensional way, then you can like bypass those types of natural laws very easily because, well, it's a completely different approach to physical reality in the first instance. But yeah, that's really where they're left at. It's just basically the demonstration of the heavy weighted ball on a trampoline. It really comes down to that. That's how they think of it. That's what they're left with. They, of course, can't prove it scientifically, but at least it gives some grasp to the mind on how you can imagine it, right? And that's all they got.
No
So,
scientific
no scientific evidence.
All of that for that.
You said down and up both when you were describing gravity.
Well, down, up, in the fourth dimensional way, there is no real up and down. It's like you treat the 3D realm, the reality, like a two-dimensional plane, and then where there's gravity points, they are like holes. In that plane, it's pulled down, but it's not literally down in the third dimension. It's just a hole in time space.
No.
And matter then gathers there because you can imagine it if you think of the 3D realm as a two-dimensional plane.
Well, see, you said up there. You can't go up there before you went into your fourth dimension.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the problem. Yeah.
Yeah, away from the supposed ball planet, right? When you have your distance, well, supposedly, according to the whole lore that also supports the moon landing system, when you get away, you're supposed to have less of this gravity.
He's pointing out
The vertical displacement would stop. You would float, supposedly.
Oh,
Well, that would...
He's trying to point out your contradiction. He's tried twice, but you just keep jabbering and waffling. Go ahead, John.
Up and down is with respect to horizontal plane of reference. When you start describing from a sphere, that's not up and down.
That's correct.
Of course.
You're using both terms. You're saying out from.
Oh, I'm not denying that there is like a cognitive dissonance between the flat plane based measured reality and the conceptual reality of the ball and outer space. And yeah, I mean, colloquially, everybody, including ballers, will just say up and down, not to the center and away from the center, because that's just how it connects.
It doesn't connect. There's a disconnect. That's the point. Two are incongruent with each other.
But I mean, it's a force of habit. I mean, I'm not trying to make a case here. I'm just describing what they do and how they think. Because they know there's no point.
Sure, we got that. But what they do is they take horizontal planes of reference that are required axiomatically to describe something that doesn't have one, which is incongruent with the reality that they have when they describe out from a ball. Or they can't describe perpendicularity to a plane of reference, which is what they are using. You're saying, well, that's just how they colloquially do it. We're saying, no, you don't get to use a horizontal plane of reference if it's Earth's surface to describe up from it if you're on a ball. You don't have that. The ball doesn't afford you that. So you don't get to use it. Oh, well, they just use it anyway. Well, we're going to be stopping them because it's incongruent with the actual measured reality of Earth's surface. To have an upward vector, you require a plane of reference. Now, flat Earth will give you that. A globe Earth will not.
Yep, it's part of the 30 words.
When they colloquially use it, we're stopping them. Now, you're saying, well, I'm just describing how they colloquially use it. That's not your fault that they have utilized and hijacked the actual measured reality of Earth's flat surface to suggest ball concepts that are incongruent with the actual measurements of Earth's flat surface. When they're incongruent with the measurements of Earth's flat surface, we're going to stop them in their tracks and say you don't get to use up.
All right. Well, that will be very frustrating to them because for the ballers, it is kind of essential to do that switcheroo. Not just for their own comfort, but also to kind of like massage in the transition from the flat plane measured based reality to the ball mathematical system warping of it. So yeah, to them that's like the chewing gum connect, basically. That's not really a connection. Yeah, pointing that out will be very frustrating to them because it just emphasize how they do not have that connection, really.
This just shows so much that FE versus FE, and that another FE has to create the hypothetical argument because nobody will actually engage because they will get destroyed.
They can always talk through me and double speak their way around their requirement for a horizontal plane of reference, lie about how theodolite works, things like that.
Right. Bro, I appreciate you being here, bro. You're the GOAT.
Is there any evidence that Earth is measured anything other than a flat plane?
No.
There you go.
No.
A room full of people. Is there any evidence that Earth is measured anything other than a flat plane?
No.
Well, they
Shut
might
up,
try.
Arwen. Don't
Well, they
flat
might
Earth
try
against
new
flat
stuff.
Earth. You,
Sorry.
Yeah, Arwen. Yeah, I understand. You want to play devil's advocate. Let the real people object. There's nobody. Nobody will do it.
Well, they're all on mute here, so.
Oh, they're
I
all
mean,
on.
I could.
Yeah, no,
Look,
okay. For conversation's sake, go ahead. Yeah, speak for them. Be devil's advocate.
Oh,
Go ahead.
please don't.
Go ahead. Go
thanks.
ahead, Arwen. You
Okay.
can.
Yeah,
You
can you
can.
then
You can.
let me actually talk, dude?
Okay, my bad.
God. So yeah, what might happen though, and I mean it's not a real serious threat for any of the FED crew, but there are some like research developments when it comes to the idea of terrestrial refraction. There is some development at it, and they might eventually start suggesting that even things like radar and everything abides by terrestrial refraction bending, which, and I mean, don't get me started on the technicality. I know it's still there's development in it, and they might end up saying, well, we're measuring or scanning or perceiving it flat, but it's actually more spherical, etc., and then say that they did measure it flat or that they did measure it spherical, but only because of the optics effects that seem to be caused, by the way, according to them, by the gradient. The gas pressure gradient seems to like have an effect on light in some way, but this is yet to be further developed, the insights on how this really works.
Sure,
And
but
the main question, the main obstacle for them is, can these effects, these specific effects, cause a geometry that is obstructed from a direct line of sight geometrically? Can it actually make it visible? Because I have not yet seen any direct evidence that it can.
Thanks. Yeah, but in order to describe that, you've got a pressure gradient being described for the light to traverse through. The pressure gradient itself is described from a horizontal plane of reference, as is refraction, with the distance over the height. The refraction's described from a flat plane. The pressure gradient's described from a flat plane. Radar is measuring a flat plane.
That's correct. End of story.
To say you're going to get around.
I don't think it's the end of the story.
Refraction's measured with respect to a flat plane also.
It's very simple.
So the original formula.
Everybody out of the
Neil,
box.
Thanks. Go ahead, Darwin.
Yeah, the original formula, right? Like the hard bordered refraction, which is the literal refraction. But I mean, this effect, which they call terrestrial refraction, it seems to not really be refraction. So that's confusing. Like it doesn't work according to the standard, to the actual, what is it called again? It's a law of this guy. Sorry, the name is eluding me. But yeah. Another type of effect that they call terrestrial refraction, and it might be happening, and it's still being researched. So there's just a little bit of development there, and I mean, I'm going to keep looking into it to see where it'll go. So yeah, they might be progressing their trickery, and then eventually they can warp everything.
Shut up! I heard you.
Oh, okay.
Terrestrial refraction. I got it the first 4 times. Thanks, Arwin. That's an oxymoronic necessity for an atmosphere, though, isn't it? Sphere-shaped air. And an R value in the equation that was derived from a flat Earth measurement. Minimal radial value when measuring Polaris. So your terrestrial refraction has an oxymoronic necessity for a sphere-shaped air that doesn't exist. Real refractions measured with respect to a plane of reference. And the R value utilized in the equation, that's mathematics, in the inference of something called terrestrial refraction was measured off a flat Earth. We don't have oxymoronic sphere-shaped air. The equation uses an R value measured off a flat Earth, and real refractions measured with respect to a plane of reference.
Yeah, I know. But it's not refraction, as I just tried to point out.
Specifically cites that all of his calculations are done with respect to a flat plane as well. So why are we even entertaining this?
Who knows?
I don't know.
It's a development. I mean,
Development
what
of
it
it
is.
comes from R. R was measured off a flat Earth.
Because we ain't got no ops in here, so we have to just like talk and talk and talk because there's no ops, and even if there were ops, they would get destroyed. And that's why they're not showing up.
I mean,
You
they're
don't
all in
have to
here, but
tell me
they're
about.
muted.
You don't have to tell me about the Arwinian paradox. I mean, I was the one that discovered that. So, but I mean, there's still things happening out there, and I'm just following it around and seeing, like, hey, like for example, the dextral rotation. Like, one funny thing I pointed out about is like, yeah, that fish tank you're doing that in, that's actually a flat-oriented gradient in a flat box with a flat bottom, and then you're supposedly bending light in it. Well, if you want to basically demonstrate an effect that is a miniature on a ball, then you're going to have a ball-shaped container with a gradient in it that is also comported to that ball shape, and that's basically the challenge that I set to the guy.
It's like I'm talking to thin air, Arwin. Fourth time.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, if you're not that patient, I'm just gonna leave. You can just deal with your muted ballers here. Bye.
Yeah, get lost. Yeah, I said it 4 times. Refractions measured with respect to a plane. And you go into describing how it's measured with respect to a plane in a fish tank. Yeah, that's correct. Until you start saying, well, you're going to have to put it on a ball. No, refraction is measured with respect to a plane. The only ambiguity is when you introduce an R value for 7/6 of a radius value derived from a flat Earth measurement. That's the 5th time I've covered what you brought up. I don't need it describing from a ball in a fish tank, because it isn't described mathematically or measured mathematically from a ball-shaped fish tank. It's measured, next time, with respect to a plane. Nice. Yes, go ahead. What is it? French? Farce. F-A-S-E. Did you want to add something?
No, I was just saying everybody's muted. You guys keep saying there's nobody that wants to talk, but I guess everybody got muted. So maybe you could choose one and then they could take turns or something.
Did you want me to pick a disingenuous liar who lied about how we level a plane of reference? Look, Sodbuster, he lied about how a theodolite was functional. Or should I use one of the other glurf scumbags that glurfed through me 9 times? Maybe the guy that said, where did he say horizon? And then after having explained to him 9 times that he verbally said it as his opener, he still seemed to feel the need to yammer through me. Should I unmute him?
It's up to you. I'm not a fan of either of those guys, but like if you're looking for somebody to push back, then yeah, it might be those guys.
The guys that yammer through the top of me, talk through me and lie, those guys, we should introduce them back into the conversation after I've said I'd rather not talk to you because you're disingenuous and a liar, and feel the need to yammer through me when I correct you for lying, saying that we can achieve perpendicularity to a point, that sort of liar. Why would I want to reintroduce them into the conversation? They're liars.
Did we get through all the housekeeping, Nathan?
No.
Nathan.
Nathan,
I know we're on a spinning ball. I've seen a picture of it.
Where was the picture taken from?
I'm just kidding.
The suggestion that we have pictures of a ball-shaped Earth would infer that we have travelled out through the gas we are all enjoying breathing into an area 10 to the minus 17 torr. That's a sky vacuum. That is in direct violation of the second law of thermodynamics. If we, in a rocket, can travel into an area that's called a vacuum, then so can all the gas, which expands at high velocity into areas of volume.
No, we played golf on the moon. What are you talking about? We played golf on the moon.
That's a second time. It's a violation of the second law of thermodynamics. If we can travel into a vacuum, then so can the gas that we're breathing.
I know. I'm just playing. Thank you.
That debunks the idea that there's pictures of an Earth from space. No, there isn't.
Yeah, I know. But Nathan,
so space.
But what about gravity?
Dealt with that 100-year out of date notion that all things tend towards a horizontal plane perpendicular to it in a downward vector would be number one, 111 years out of date. Number two, in requirement of a horizontal plane of reference that is measured.
Correct.
Also, space itself is length, width, and height, which are planar measurements. That's not going to help you on a sphere.
Oh dear.
But there's a whole room full of people. There's only been, what, 3 or 4 disingenuous scumbag glurf liars that felt the need to chat skank their way through the replies to their disingenuous scumbag glurf lies. Of other people.
Well, in the beginning, you asked for measurements, right? And we didn't get measurements, we got tools. Very simple. Where's your demonstrated measurements of curvature? What are they?
The tool measured a flat Earth, as did descriptions of places that we can't travel because they violate laws of nature. It would require the altitude measurement be with respect to a plane of reference also. We've had descriptions of sea level so far, eye level so far, planes of reference that are having perpendiculars in terms of tools, referencing those planes of reference to measure angles with respect to Earth's surface. So far, all we've done is shown and demonstrated, with opponents telling us that they're measurements of sphere, they're not. We measure Earth flat. That's what we've got so far.
We ain't got no.
How do you measure without tools? Okay, so what are your measurements of curves?
Hold
Are they?
on.
Give me them.
We ain't got no ballers in here. None. Because we're preaching to the choir at this point. Like,
Ballers are people who play ball. Stop insulting them, please.
No. There's a problem here. Everybody still thinks there's a debate going on.
yeah, the debate is over, but we got the goat in the building. I'm just asking, like, if anybody's got anything, baller aside of things. We got the goat in the building, and be open minded and listen to him. And so anything that you think is a point, bring it up, and Nathan will destroy it, and then you'll have to reevaluate your life. This is how it is. So I was just asking if there's any ballers in the building, because otherwise, he's just preaching to the choir.
They're all on mute.
No, there's about 3 or 4 people who are on mute.
Look, anybody who's on mute, they had their chance to participate. Perhaps they were interrupting or just weren't playing along with the questions, which is bad faith. So he's putting on a show. He just wants to talk to people who have an argument and know how to behave.
Aren't deaf. When did he say the horizon? Well, he said it the first thing that came out of his mouth. Oh, well, when did he say it? Did he write it down? He verbalized it when he first opened his mouth. When did he put it into the chat? Oh my God, do I really have to go over these things 9 times with these people? That's the best you've got, is it, ballers?
Amazing.
Deaf people, that's the best you can offer? People who can't listen?
So, Nathan, what measurements give you flat?
The tool. We've had one described explicitly. That's a theodolite. It's measuring with respect to the horizontal planar surface that is Earth. Give you angles from it. And you level it to it. The first thing you do is level it to Earth's planar surface.
Oxide buster. Nobody's
That
a
is
coward.
correct.
You had your chance.
Why would you want to use a theodolite to claim the measure an Earth curve? It's absolutely insane.
Well, that's a flat earther saying that. What measurements? What?
The
What
first thing you do is level it to ground, and you want to have the ground that you're leveling on pretty flat as well.
Yeah,
Level,
nothing to do with
not
curvature.
plumbing.
We're being called cowards and stuff, so it's a normal ad hom thing because they had their
Because you're
chance.
dealing with trolls, Neil. These ain't people that know anything. They're just here to troll you. That's it. They're in here telling me I don't know what I'm talking about.
It was very useful. He offered us some actual data from an aircraft's pitch in regards to its black box information. Very useful. I mean, what it showed is the pitch of the plane measured also with respect to a horizontal. That's a plane of reference that you'd have to use to acquire that data. I don't mind discussing that with Buck.
Yeah,
I'm unmuted now. Okay.
Uh,
Let's get back to where we were. Does a theodolite use the surface
I
of
don't
the
mind
Earth?
talking about the pitch data that you provided.
We're moving to pitch data. I
Sorry,
thought we're
did you hear
talking
what
about
I said I want to talk about? You either talk about that or you get lost. You don't seem to understand the rules here.
So I'm not allowed to respond to everything that you said while I was muted. Is that the rule?
Sorry, in regards to the pitch data that you provided, you were disingenuous, blurf and scummy, and lied when it came to the theodolite and its measurement with respect to a plane of reference when you leveled the tool.
Well,
That's not measuring Earth curve. He's interrupting me again. We only just started this discussion about pitch data. Moving on, you had your opportunity to talk about the theodolite. You decided to lie about perpendicularity and referencing a horizontal plane for leveling the tool. So now we're on to pitch data. You can either discuss pitch data with us. It's another flat Earth prerequisite to describe an angle with respect to horizontal. For your altitude to remain level, parallel with the ground, when in straight and level flight. Affirmed by the pitch of the plane with respect to said horizontal, so that you can remain in straight and level flight. Now I'm asking for your acknowledgement in this regard. You don't have to give it.
No, I don't acknowledge that. That's incorrect. But I was not given a chance to respond to the theodolite, so here is the response.
He doesn't want to talk about pitch data.
We're moving on from pitch data then. What a coward. This coward doesn't want to talk about pitch data. What a coward.
I want to not move off of the theodolite
coward.
because you're
Coward.
scared
He
to
doesn't
hear
want
my
to talk
answer.
about the pitch data. No, you
Okay,
are
here,
only in my radar because you gave us pitch data.
Does a
that was the
theodolite
original
use the surface
original
of the Earth
proviso
as a
that you gave me.
reference for the
That's
downward?
how I know you. The only reason I know you is because you've given pitch data. Now you, the coward, wants to move away from the pitch data that you gave us onto theodolites. What a coward.
I will gladly discuss the pitch data
Sorry.
I found for you guys.
Good.
Once I
Pitches with respect to good.
Good.
Jolly good. Let's talk about it then. Good. Do you want to talk about it?
Nathan will not let me speak.
Are you not going to talk through me? Coward. You're going to get muted by the server host unless you shut your mouth while I'm talking, Bucksodbuster. So you're not going to be a coward. You are going to discuss the plane's measurement of its angle with respect to horizontal to remain in level flight then. Good.
First, I'm going to school you on how a theodolite works. Then I will school you on how pitch data.
So he's just a coward. What a coward. He gave us pitch data. That's the only reason I know who he is. He wants to move on to theodolites, even though we've got an ongoing discussion about pitch data with respect to horizontal. That's because this coward knows Earth's measured flat with pitch data, knows that the plane is measuring its angle with respect to a horizontal plane of reference, parallel with the ground to remain in level flight. But he doesn't want to talk about that. He wants to continue to glurf about theodolites. What a coward.
Okay. We will move on to pitch data after I'm allowed to respond to your claims about theodolite. You muted me,
You
so
made
I
a claim
could not.
about theodolites. I asked you for a measurement of Earth curve. You brought up theodolites. It's measuring a plane of reference for angles. You were asked for an Earth curve measurement. So we've dealt with your bullshit that suggests this tool measures curve. It doesn't. It measures angles.
You asked for proof of a horizon. I cited.
I did not ask for proof of a
multiple studies.
horizon.
Are you
I asked for
interrupting me?
measurements of Earth curve. You're a liar. So now he's lying. No, I did not ask for measurements of a horizon. I asked for measurements of Earth curve. That's what I asked for. You offered us a theodolite. Theodolite is still yattering through me, notice, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my
For anybody who wonders why these people have to be shut up, they can't keep their mouths shut. A theodolite does not measure Earth curve. It measures angles.
Okay. The way the conversation went was I gave you multiple surveys of Earth curvature, and then refracted curvature asked me what tool was used. And I responded with one of the tools was the theodolite. That's how we got
Doesn't
onto
measure
the
Earth
topic
curve.
of the theodolite.
Fourth time. Are you going to acknowledge what I've said? It measures angles, though, doesn't it? Not Earth curve.
The way you measure a curvature is with angles. I hate to tell you that. How
You
else?
don't measure
how
curve
else
with
do-
angles. That's two straight lines meeting at a vertex. Were you dropped on your head by your mother?
How do you measure a curve?
Why are you asking
What
me
unit of
something?
measurement?
You don't measure
Do you
curve with
measure it?
angles. Angles are two straight lines. You stupid idiot.
Do you measure a curvature
Why are you
with
asking me
degree?
something? I asked for Earth curve measurements. What I got was an angle measuring device.
Right, because curve
You're
is
right.
measured in
Sit
angle.
down, you disingenuous glurf scum. When
You
asked for
really
curve measurements, you didn't give them. What you gave us was an angle measuring tool that measured with respect to a plane of reference. Now all you can do is glurf through the top of your annihilation, like the disingenuous scumbag glurf coward that you are. Now we've dealt with what you were asked for. You were asked for Earth curve measurements. You didn't give them. You offered a tool that measures angles. You've been schooled. Now I'm giving you another opportunity for the third time to talk about the pitch. That's the measurement of angle with respect to horizontal to afford a plane to remain in level flight. Do you want to talk about that, or you'll be permanently shut down from this discussion? We've dealt with your request to offer Earth curve measurements. You gave a tool that measures angles, not curves, from a plane. Now we're talking about pitch of aircraft. Do you understand?
Curvature is measured by angular measurements.
No, it's not.
You understand?
Curve
You
is
deny
not a
that?
fucking
You
angle,
deny
you complete
the curve
retard.
is degree?
No, curve is not angle. Angle is two straight lines.
The unit of measurement of a
That's
curve
ridiculous.
is angle.
Are you not going to acknowledge that curve is curve? It's a deviation from horizontal. It's not angle. That's two straight lines meeting at a vertex.
Curve is measured in angular measurements, in degrees. You could say a curve over X distance curves 3 degrees. That's how you measure curvature. The way you measure flatness is by showing there is no angular change.
Okie dokie. So we need a distance. Will the distance with respect to Earth's surface be linear and horizontal?
It won't be horizontal. You don't measure a curve horizontal.
Have you never seen a map? Have you never seen a scale on a map? Are you going to now lie about how maps work?
So do you agree that a curvature is measured in degrees?
Do you not understand how the scale on a map works?
What does that have to do with measuring a curve?
Because it's Earth's measurement, you fucking retard!
Settle down. Listen to what I say.
I won't
Listen to
settle
my
down,
words.
you unbelievable spastic. You've said that it's not horizontal, and I've directed you to a fucking map and its fucking scale. You understand that on a map, utilization of Earth measurement, it is, unlike your glurf contradiction, horizontal and linear. You said it wasn't horizontal, and I'm going to call you a fucking retard. Because yes, it is fucktard. Have you never used a map? Third time.
You said that curvature is not measured in degrees. Fourth time.
You said you
yes
need
or
a
no?
distance
Is curvature
to measure
measured in
curvature
degrees?
in a degree, and I asked you if the distance would be horizontal and linear. You said it won't be horizontal for the distance. I say fucktard. Yes, it is. Have you never used a map?
Sixth time. Is curvature measured in degrees?
Why are you asking me something? Have you never used a map, you fucking retard? Because the distance on the map is horizontal and linear. You said it wasn't.
7th time. Is curvature measured in degrees
Why are you
or
asking
not?
me for what curvature's
Because you
measured as?
said a
You've already
theodolite
told
can't be
us,
used to
measure
measure
your
curvature.
curve, you need a distance. And if we're talking about Earth, we're going to be talking about the distance on maps, which is horizontal. Isn't it, fucktard?
8th time. Is curvature measured
Why are you
in
asking me something?
degrees?
Right, remove him from the
Use
discussion.
a-
There's no point in having a conversation with anymore because he said that no, distance isn't horizontal, but it is, Bucksodbuster. That's precisely what it is like on the maps. Now, you're going to be a coward, or you're going to acknowledge how wrong you were when you said that the distance isn't horizontal when referencing Earth and distances. Because you're wrong.
We can use a theodolite to
Stuttering
measure
little bitch.
curvature.
That's right, you
because
stuttering little
curvature
fucktard,
is measured
Blurb.
in angles.
Stutter
10th
for
time.
me, spastic. That's right. Distances are
11th
horizontal, like on maps, you fucking retard.
time. Is curvature measured in
Fine.
degrees?
Was that fine? Yeah, yes.
Yes
So you're
or
wrong
no?
then, stuttery.
Simple.
So, stuttery. Horizontal distance measurement then, yes?
I will ask a 12th time. Is
Oh, you didn't have
curvature
12.
measured in
You only got up
degrees?
to 9. You
Yes
can't
or
even
no? How
fucking
hard is
count.
this?
What a retard. No, you didn't reach 12, Dumbo. Try and keep up with your own number structure. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And 10 and 11 before 12, you fucking retard. Meanwhile, horizontal distance measurement on the maps. You said no, and now you're glurfing through the top of me. Just got to glurf through the top of me, right? But as long as you keep yammering through the top of me, you'll win, right? You said no to the horizontal distance measurement. I asked if a fucking retard's ever used a map. That'll be the 9th time I've asked you if the distance on a map when referencing Earth, the distance that you're going to appeal to when you suggest we've got curve measurements. You said we need distance, and I asked you if you understood that that would be horizontal and linear. We've had 10 repetitions because I can fucking count, but you haven't acknowledged it, have you, you little glurf spastic coward? So horizontal
You said
distance.
that a theodolite cannot be used to measure
Theodolite
curvature.
distance, fucking glurf retard. You said we'd need it. I'm asking you if the Earth measurement of distance is horizontal. You said no. Wrong, wanker. Have you never used a map? 11 times.
11 times. Can curvature be measured
That's
with
not
a
an answer to my
theodolite?
fucking
Why won't
question.
you
I
answer?
asked if
It's
the
so
distance
easy.
on the
Yes
map
or no?
be
Yes
horizontal
or
and linear.
no?
You said
Simple.
no. I'm pointing out that you're wrong. You don't seem to want to acknowledge that you're wrong, Bucksodbuster. I'm going to now
Can you
correct
not
you,
answer a
and I'm
simple
going to
question?
shut you up while I fucking do so. You're not going to glurf through the top of me, explaining to my fucking audience how wrong you, the disingenuous glurf spastic liar, is. No, distance measurement is horizontal and linear, like on the scale of a map, you fucking retard. You're just dumb and don't understand how a map scale works in reference to Earth distance. It is
Nathan.
horizontal, you fucking retard.
Please don't swear, but let's get back to this.
You fucking retard! You said no when asked if distance would be horizontal. You said no, not horizontal. Now I'm calling you a fucking retard. Do you hear me, you fucking retard?
Nathan, can a
That's my
theodolite
name.
be used to measure
It's not
curvature?
going to
You
be
said
a
it
horizontal
can't. You
distance
said it
according to
can't.
you.
It's as simple
You're getting
as
called
no.
a fucking retard as a result. You are a fucking retard who's never used a fucking map.
Nathan, you said a
That's my name,
theodolite can't
bitch.
be used to
I
measure.
want an acknowledgement that you were
Why are
wrong
you-
when you said it
why
is
are
not
you yammering over me?
horizontal. End quote.
Why are
You.
you
You
yammering
were
over me?
wrong. What a fucking
You're yammering
retard.
over me, Nathan.
I'm
Again,
the one telling you. I'm not asking you for a question when I tell you how wrong you are when you say no, it's not a horizontal distance. Yeah, it is, retard.
why are you not answering the
Why are you
simple
asking me
question?
a question? I'm telling
Because
you
you
you're
made a
wrong and you
claim and
can't
it was
seem to
wrong.
acknowledge it. It's because you're a
You
glurf
knew it was
coward.
wrong, so I'm
Glurf
getting
coward.
clarification.
Distance is
You're a coward.
horizontal. Like on a map scale. 13th time.
I think I'm on 12. You said a theodolite can't be used to measure curvature. Were you mistaken?
You said it requires distance, and I asked you if you understood that distance is horizontal and linear.
And I said it's not. I'm going to ask
So you
you.
don't understand how a map works then, retard?
Why can you not?
Why are you
like,
asking me something?
as a subject
you don't
matter
understand
expert?
how a map works. You're an idiot. The scale
As a
on the
subject
map,
matter expert,
scale
you
on the
should be
map
able
is
to tell
horizontal,
me.
and all he can do when he's proven wrong is glurf through the top of me.
Again, let's take it
Let's
down a
stutter
notch here.
like a retard.
Sure.
Yeah, Buck,
You're
let's
stuttering.
stutter. That's what I've reduced you to. A stuttery, incorrect spastic who doesn't understand how map scale works. It's horizontal and linear, and he's glurfing through the top of me and stuttering like an abject fucktard. Aren't you, Buck?
Theodolite cannot be used to measure curvature. Can you answer that question?
So we're only going to use maps flat then? Yes, because Earth's measured flat with horizontal linear distance measurements. That's right, we won't be using maps to measure curve. Welcome to flat Earth.
Can a theodolite be used
Why are
to
you
measure
asking me?
curvature? Because you said
Of
no.
one,
Because you said no,
but
and that's
you
wrong.
retard. You've just said, no, we won't use maps to measure curve. We do use them to measure Earth with horizontal linear distance measurements. Those maps have got measurements ascribed to them. They are ipso facto flat Earth measurements. Horizontal and linear, and quote, Buck Sodbuster, we won't use maps to measure curve. That's right, Buck. So why are you even here? No, we won't use maps to measure curve. They don't measure curve. They measure Earth flat. All you can do is blur through the conclusion. What you're now doing is scumbag blur. Is blurfing through the conclusion. I urge you. No, we won't use maps to measure curve. Look, I heard you. Now you're getting server muted by the moderator of this server because I'm trying to make a conclusion using your own dumbass words. Quote, Buck Sodbuster. No, we won't use maps to measure curve, but we do use maps to measure distance. And you said when measuring curve, we'd need distance. So when referencing Earth, we'll get the distance from the maps. And they don't have curve, but they do have measurements of distance, and they are horizontal flat Earth measurements. Those are the facts, Buck. Now I understand that in this devastating fact that I'm putting to you, you need to tell the audience, no, distances aren't horizontal. Yeah, they fucking are. It's just they're not measuring curve on map distances. 13 times.
Yeah, I'm on number 13 too. We do not use a map to measure curvature. We use a theodolite to measure curvature.
We use a theodolite to measure angles.
Curvature is measured in angles.
No, we use a theodolite to measure angles, not curve, you fucking retard.
How do you measure curvature? In what
Why are you
unit of
asking me?
measurement?
That's called a burden of
Because-
proof reversal fallacy, ladies and gentlemen, where his burden is suddenly placed upon me, like I need to answer how he will measure his curve with an angle measuring tool with a distance that's horizontal. No, Dumbo, you aren't measuring curve with an angle measuring tool, and the distance that you said you'd need to ascribe curve there's in glurfing through the top of me, because it's all you cowards can do. And you said you need distance to ascribe curve to it. The distance for Earth measurement's flat. It's horizontal, as measured for maps. And quote you, we won't be using maps for curvature. No, that's right, because they're flat. And so are the horizontal linear distance measurements on them. So Earth is measured flat for the accuracy of maps. It's not got any curve, and if you're going to describe curve, you'll need the distance on the map, which has already measured a flat Earth to acquire it. So, in conclusion, Earth's measured flat for horizontal linear mile measurements as per the scale on maps. To infer you've got a curve, Buck here will need to appeal to Earth measurements of distance, and those distances are already measured with respect to Earth, and they are flat. Distance is flat, distance is horizontal, and you're not going to be measuring curve with a tool measuring angles. Okay, you fucking retard.
No, that's incorrect. We do measure curve with tools measuring
That
angles.
is totally correct.
That is
How dare
absolutely.
you?
That is how you measure curve. That's also how you measure flatness. You could use a theodolite
Tool
to confirm
measuring
flatness.
angles, that's two straight lines meeting at a vertex, actually measures curve.
Yes, you can
Oh,
use
it measures two straight lines meeting at a vertex. That's called an angle, not a curve.
We can measure the angle at 2 different points.
Yeah, we can measure the angle. That's right. We measure angles with this
tool.
tool. Not curve. You can measure the angle, though.
We can measure
An
angles
angle.
on a plane.
Angle. So we're
to
finally at
establish
the acknowledgement point where he's now
or flatness.
repeatedly pointing out my winning
It has
point.
been done
So he's not
thousands
measuring
and thousands
curve.
of
It's
times
not a
to
tool for
establish
measuring
curvature.
curve. It's a tool for measuring angles. Yeah, I know it is, Buck. I had to spit this fact at you 13 times. Meanwhile, we're not measuring Earth curve with an angle measuring device. We're measuring it after leveling it with respect to a plane of reference. And if you're going to describe curve from it, you'll be utilizing a distance measurement that's also flat.
How come you guys have never taken it?
Why is it that I put a fact
Why
that
are you-
annihilates
why are
you,
you
you start
yammering over
stuttering your way around a new fucking question?
Why are you yammering over
New
me when I'm
question,
trying to
Mutt.
speak?
Not yammering.
Shut
I'm
him up.
pointing out that angle measuring devices don't measure curve and distance measurements are flat.
Third party and see if theodolites can measure curvature. Are you
We
good
measure
with that?
angles. That's why you kept saying we can measure angle. We can measure angle. We can measure angle. Yeah, that's because they measure angles.
To settle this, why don't we look on a third party and establish whether I'm right or you're right? Are you good with that?
A theodolite measures angles.
Right, and you measure curvature
Right.
with angle.
So I'm right. You're a disingenuous glurf. You're saying it measures curve. No, it measures angle. What's the response? Right, in quotes, you. So we need to go to a third party? No, I'm already right by your own fucking admission, you disingenuous glurf scum.
I think you're having trouble understanding this.
I'm not having any fucking trouble. Angle measuring devices aren't measuring curve.
Right?
If they're measuring curve, it's the deviation with respect to the angle that they're measuring when leveled to a plane of reference. And for that, you will need distance. The distance that you will ascribe when inferring curve is already measured flat.
If you have a circle, which is a curve, can you measure that in degrees? How
We've
many
already leveled
degrees in a
to a
circle?
plane of reference, so I'm not going
Are
to assume
there,
it's
are there
curvy.
360
We won't be able to
degrees in a
apply
circle?
perpendicularity for the tool to measure the angles with. So no, you don't get to beg the question here, Buck, you fucking retard. You not know the rules of my show? Don't beg the question, Dumbo.
I'm on this server. I don't know anything about your show.
But on my
Stick to
show,
it.
where I am hosting from this
I have
server,
now
which you're
consulted
absolutely
everybody.
acutely aware of, you were told by the host. Now you're just lying. I don't know anything about your show. What, the one that you've chat skanked for about 2 straight years? Liar. Yeah, you know you're on a live show with me, Buck Sodbuster, or I wouldn't fucking be here. Meanwhile, you've lied about this tool measuring curvature when it measures angles, after being leveled to a plane of reference. Then when saying, well, it takes a curve inference from the angles that we measure, yeah, right, end quote, me. Well, you are telling me that I need to go to a third party? No, I don't. I know it measures angles. And if you're going to infer sphericity from the angle deviation after leveling the tool to a plane of reference, you'll need distance. And for Earth distance, the Earth distance is already measured. And quote you, we won't get curve from maps, end quote you. What will we get from the maps then? A horizontal distance measurement, the same one you lied about us not having? Yeah, making Buck Sodbuster a disingenuous, glurf scumbag liar. And all he can do is yammer through the top of me and miscount how many times he's tried to chat skank yammer through the annihilation of his shite. But a theodolite measures curve. No, it fucking don't, retard. That your distance isn't horizontal. Yeah, it fucking is, retard.
A theodolite can be used to measure curvature.
It measures angles. It measures angles.
Yes. By measuring angles, you can measure curvature.
Angles, not curvature.
For example, let me give you an example, Nathan. Don't yammer through me.
It needs an example. I already know what the tool measures. It's not measuring curve, it's measuring angles.
Right, and I'm going to tell you how angles are used to measure
Somebody
curvature.
remove this absolute fucking retard from my presence. Right, I'm sick of it. Because you're telling me right. I'm sick of it.
All we get is glurf, disingenuous scumbag liars. And what do? They say this tool measures curvature. No, it does not. It measures angles. Now, he can suggest that he can infer a calculated curve from the angle measurements, but then he needs a distance. The distance he's going to appeal to is a flat Earth measurement of miles or kilometres. So we've already got a measured distance that's flat then? Yes, we have. I've annihilated this shit-for-brains retard who was dropped on his head by his careless mother, and all he can do is glurf through the top of me.
The chat skank is going crazy, Nathan. I thought you gave very good information here today. Very precise, very to the point. It does not measure curves, it measures angles. You can't measure freaking curves with an angle measuring device. I don't understand what's going on.
You can calculate them, though. And if you're going to calculate an angle with a theodolite, like in, I don't know, rise over run, then you will require a couple of things. Your height perpendicular to a plane of reference to level the tool to, and a distance that's horizontal and linear as per the maps. So you'll need 3 flat earth prerequisites before you do a damn thing. What's that? No, it doesn't use horizontal distance. Yeah, it does. You got to lie to glurf. That's all Buck can do. He's lying when he says Earth measurement isn't horizontal distance. Yes, it is.
We can establish
yeah, you can stutter a little bitch. How does it feel, Buck? How does it feel to be reduced to a stuttery little spastic by me? You've been reduced to a stuttering buffoon by me.
How come every time I say anything, you interrupt me?
How come you keep stuttering every time you open your mouth?
I'm not stuttering at all, but...
That's another lie, ladies and gentlemen. This is going out to a live audience who've all heard you stuttering like a retard. Meanwhile, horizontal distance for Earth measurement is on maps. Flat, linear, horizontal. You said no. I'm calling you a liar and you're interrupting me.
We do not use maps to measure curvature. We use
Welcome to Flat Earth. We do use a flat Earth to measure distance,
angles,
linear and horizontal for maps. Earth is measured flat for the horizontal distance measurement on the scale of the map. And to quote Buck Sodbuster, we do not measure Earth curve with maps. That's right. But we do measure journey distance with maps in miles and kilometres. That's because Earth's measured flat to produce the maps. Right, Buck. Yeah, that's right. We don't measure curve, do we? So no curve measured then. No, flat.
We measure curvature with theodolites. We measure distance
No, we
with
don't.
maps.
We need a distance. If you're going to infer curve from an angle, you'll need a distance, Buck. We've got here 14 times.
We don't need a distance to establish curvature.
Why did you say we needed a distance then? You explicitly said we needed a distance, Buck.
I gave you an example of
Very
how
much.
over
That'd be a liar stuttering. That's right. You explicitly said we need a distance, Buck.
I gave you an example.
Very much.
We
did. I did. Yeah, you're a stuttering fucktard. How does it taste, Buck, to be reduced to a stuttering fucktard by me? Yeah, you explicitly said distance, didn't you, Buck?
I've been server muted for about 90% of this episode.
You're not server muted with me, you fucking retard. You explicitly said distance, though, didn't you, Buck? Now you seem to be lying about it.
Can someone please mute Nathan so I can make a response? Because he just interrupts me as soon as I speak.
Coward's way out. I'm being muted. No, for the 5th time, Buck. You explicitly said to calculate curve from an angle measuring tool, you would require distance, end quote, you. Now you've been reduced to a stuttering spastic by me.
You lied. I didn't say that.
Oh, you didn't say you need distance. It's not like it's being broadcast to a live audience or anything. Liar.
Yeah, let's go back. Let's go back to the transcript and see what I said.
Sorry, Buck, I'm broadcasting this live and recording it, and I'm not deaf. I heard what you explicitly stated we need. You explicitly said we need a distance for the extrapolation of curve, end quote, you.
No, incorrect. That's not what I said. I gave you an example how over distance
Over
curvature.
distance, then you fucking retard.
My
I
God.
said the word distance, but that
Yeah,
doesn't
that's
mean I
right. You
said
said the word
meet
distance, you stuttering, lying spastic, and then you got a glurf lie about it, haven't you, Burke?
Again.
Give an example of it.
Over distance.
Oh, over
occurs
distance.
with
So on a map,
increase
that would
or
be
increase
horizontal
in
linear. There's
angular
no
measurement.
curve on the distance on a map, Burke. It's flat. Horizontal.
Again, can someone mute Nathan
And
for
can I
30
stutter?
seconds?
Yeah, you're
so I
fucking
can
right. You can
actually
stutter,
say
you
something?
unbelievable retard.
He
Yeah, that's
interrupts
right.
me
You've
as
been
soon as I
reduced to a
say anything.
stuttering spastic by me. You fucking disingenuous wanker. Meanwhile, when you measure distance for Earth's surface, it's going to be flat and horizontal, Buck. Like on the maps. What's that? You didn't measure distance, but when we measure distance. Yeah, distance on maps, that's got no curve, Buck. We don't measure distance with curve. Distance is measured flat, Buck. Earth's measured flat. The maps and the scales, the horizontal linear distance measurements on the maps, the ones that you said weren't horizontal because you're a glurf, stuttery, retard liar.
We use a theodolite.
Have you never used a map?
Have
Have you never used a map, retard? Retard. Have you never used a map?
You've never used a
Horizontal
theodolite. You've never used a sextant. I have.
What are you telling me what I've never used? We're talking about the distance that you're going to use to infer a curve. I'm asking you if you've never used a map for the 15th time.
Nathan, how are you?
Use the map, Nathan. Now, back to the theodolite. Can we or can we not
Are you
use a
asking me? The
theodolite
map's
to
already
measure
got
curvature?
measurements of distances
Yes
and they're
or
flat.
no?
They're flat
How is
Earth
this difficult
horizontal
for you,
linear
Nathan?
distance measurements on the
Can
maps.
we
Why are you
use a
surfing through me louder? Do you think talking louder is going to change that the maps have
distance?
already measured Earth flat for distance?
Nathan, I'll say it slow.
Right, saying quick slow won't alter what I've pointed out about 16 times in regards to the flat Earth horizontal linear distance measurements. End quote you. You're not measuring curve with maps.
Again, I think this is my 14th time. Can we use a
Why are you asking me
theodolite to measure curvature?
Not
How can you
acquiring
not just say
a
yes
curve
or no?
distance measurement, and you've said we need
Yes
distance.
or no? How hard is it? Can
I
we
just-
use a theodolite to measure curvature? Yes or no? We can
No,
move on to
angle
all your
measuring
next topics
If you're
if you just
measuring
answer a
distance to
question.
infer a calculation of curve, you'll need the flat Earth horizontal distance from maps.
So is that yes, we can use a theodolite to measure curvature?
It's a no, because we're using it to measure angles, not curve, but angles. Meanwhile, if you're going to calculate a curve while it glurps through the top of me, from the angle measurement, for example with rise over run, you will be using the flat Earth only horizontal linear distance measurement as ascribed on the maps that you lied about. Said,
So
nah,
that's a yes.
they're not horizontal. Nah, I'm not saying distance. Nah, I'm not stuttering.
So now we can move on, Nathan. Nathan, so you asked me what tools were used to measure curvature in those surveys? Refracted curvature.
And you said a theodolite because you're a fucking retard.
You
It
said
measures
theodolite
angles, you're not measuring curve.
Now,
It's measuring angles.
Now you have agreed that those tools used in those surveys were legitimate. So now that you agree that the tools
They
used were
surveyed with respect
legitimate
to horizontal,
as
linear,
refracted
mile, or
curvature
kilometer
answered,
measurements, as per the distances on maps, the ones that you said weren't horizontal. Now, your glurfing through the top of me doesn't change that you're a disingenuous, lying, stuttery retard. Those are facts. It doesn't change that the horizontal, there's no curve on maps, end quote you. Well, yeah, there isn't. That's right. But maps are used with respect to the measurements taken to produce the maps, and they were flat and horizontal. You said no. Then lied about even saying you said distance. Shall we go to the transcript to realise how big a stuttery wanker you are, Buck? No, pretty sure I can remember how stuttery a wanker you were when you lied about not saying distance or inferred that an angle measuring device measures curve. No, it doesn't. But when you try and use that angle measuring device to infer curve, you'll need a distance. And if we're referring to Earth distance, then Earth is measured flat, or the distance that you'll need. Simple.
Okay, great, Nathan. You finally acknowledged that with a theodolite, we can measure curvature. Now that we both agree, and you admit you were wrong before, we can move on.
To ascribe to rise over run.
Now that you agree that we can, in fact, use a theodolite to measure
linear distance measurement as per on the maps.
Nathan, why do you keep yammering through me when I'm trying to stop?
You said we don't use a horizontal distance about 16 times ago, and you still haven't acknowledged how wrong you are, Bucksod Buster. Then you denied that you even said distance because you're a disingenuous, lying, stuttery, glurf wanker.
Okay, let's go. Now that you acknowledge we can use a theodolite to measure Earth curvature, we can agree with refractive curvature.
No, I did not say that. No, I said that we would reference the tool's horizontal plane of reference to level the tool. You said it measured curvature. You were wrong because it doesn't. It measures angles. You said that we'd need distance when we're inferring the measurement of curve by way of utilization of the angles. It does measure. And I said the distance would be a horizontal linear distance as per the scales and maps. Then I asked you 17 times as you interrupted
So you keep interrupting me.
Projection glurf be thy name.
Refracted.
Accused me of interrupting him, and now he's glurfing straight through the top of me, summarizing my win for the 17th time. That would be to say that it's a horizontal linear distance. What's that? You didn't say distance, liar. No, you did, Buck. And when we're referencing Earth distance, I'll quote you. We don't get Earth curve from maps. No, we get horizontal flat Earth miles and kilometers from maps. That's how Earth is measured. Flat for the horizontal distance you denied 17 times ago. What's that? Why am I talking through you? No, projection, glurf, lying scumbag stutterer, be thy name.
Okay, so we both agree that a theodolite can be used to measure curvature, and that's what was used in those surveys.
I acknowledge that. I said it measures angles when you said it measured curve. It does not measure curve. It does measure angles. So why are you now inferring that I've said something I haven't? Oh, it's because you're a stuttery liar.
It's because you said curvature, you agreed curvature is measured in degrees. So that's why, because we can measure the angles with theodolites, we can measure curvature with theodolites. So now that we both agree and are on the same page, refracted curvature, that answers your question. The tools used in those surveys were, one of them was a theodolite. Would you like to go over the surveys now? There's multiple we can look at. Yeah.
You said that we've used distance. We've discussed this with me, and you said we'd need distance. Then you lied about saying you needed distance. Then you acknowledged that we would need distance. Now you're talking through the middle of my sentence. Projection, glurf, scumbag, stuttery liar, be thy name. Haven't quite finished. You said distance.
Finished, and you've interrupted me every single time I speak. So let me go.
The flat Earth horizontal linear mile measurement on maps. About how feels wrong.
Curvature asks for what tools
the
were used.
horizontal linear mile measurement distance is what you inferred you'd need after your angle measuring device is used. Measure curve. I said, yeah, we can measure the rise over run. But we'll need a horizontal mile measurement. The distance, the one that you brought up, don't seem to want to acknowledge and want to lie about not needing, and then acknowledge that we do need it. Then point out that the maps don't have curved distances. What, horizontal then? Yeah, that's right. You said it wasn't though, Buck. You were wrong. It's been 18 attempts to get you acknowledging that when you said no,
17.
not, there's him interrupting me again, ladies and gentlemen. When you said no, not horizontal, you were just wrong, Buck.
Are you done? Can I speak now? Oh, Neil, you wanna get in on this, Neil?
Finish my statement for the 19th time about him utilizing the horizontal.
Can you not count? It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and then 17.
That distance was involved. He's acknowledged that distance was involved and then said, well, there's no curve on maps. When asked about the scale being horizontal on them, is he ever going to acknowledge that when he said no, not horizontal distance, that he's wrong? No, he's going to ask if it's his turn to speak. You were wrong, Buck. You're wrong, Buck. It is horizontal distance. No amount of glurfing for the 20th time through me, pointing out how wrong you were. will change the fact that horizontal measurements of Earth's surface are horizontal. You said they weren't.
Say that. That's great, Nathan.
How's about that, ladies and gentlemen? That's Buck Sodbuster, a scumbag, disingenuous, lying glurf being reduced to a stuttery spastic by me. Enjoy.
Hang on. There's this.
Hang on.
There's this.
Hang
Hang on. Can I speak?
You can stutter.
I just have. There's this big pepper grinder in the way of my microphone. I just got to move it out of the way. Okay, now I can speak.
Yeah, I know. You've just got to stutter. I can hear you stuttering because you're losing. When you said no, distance isn't horizontal, you were wrong, Glurf.
Okay, now that I'm unmuted by the server, I can respond.
Oh, I unmuted you. Server operator.
So you're the one controlling whether I can speak or not. Is that how?
Now, for the 21st time, point out that the horizontal linear measurement of Earth.
Hang on. It's you that's muting me, Nathan.
When appealing to things like
Is
rise
it you
over and
that has
fade. I've concisely summarised this several times, but unfortunately, I've got a glurf, scumbag, disingenuous, stuttery spastic interrupting every single conclusion. That the horizontal distance is indeed horizontal, in spite of this stuttery, lying wanker saying that it isn't. Then saying he didn't say distance, and then appealing to go back to the transcripts for when he said distance, and then acknowledging that the distance on a map isn't going to be measuring Earth curve. That's right. Because Earth is measured flat for distance, and he needs it. He needs to glurf through the top of me and stutter quite a lot, doesn't he? Hope you're all enjoying the show, while Buck Sodbuster gets reduced to a stuttery little spastic by me.
Yeah, get out while you can, Buck.
Oh, you were wrong, Buck. You said that the distance would not be horizontal. I've put it to you 21 times. You're wrong.
Nathan, that's been muting me the whole time, or is it someone else on the server? Because every time I try and speak, I get muted.
Server. What I've been doing, Buck, is unmuting you.
So you haven't been muting.
What's happening
Okay.
is,
So let's go
rather than talk about his incorrect assertion that distance measurement isn't horizontal, he's going to talk about whether or not he's getting muted. Now, what he's doing is muting me by talking straight through the top of me. That's what he's currently doing.
Oh my gosh. He does that to me too. It's incessant.
For the 22nd time. And he's still interrupting
I'm yammering through Nathan. He's not yammering through me.
Straight through the top of me. The server operator is taking charge of him while he glurfs through the top of my conclusion for the 22nd time that he was wrong. He said, no, the distance that he brought up as needing when inferring sphericity from a measurement that's utilizing a tool leveled to a plane of reference to measure an angle, not curvature. That tool will need the distance measurement for an inference of sphericity. You can infer curve, you measure it in rise over run. That measurement needs distance, and Earth distance is horizontal because Earth's measured flat. Now, I've gone through it 23 times with him, with his protestations about being muted being the response for the last 3 repetitions. Now, I'm not asking whether or not he's liking being muted by the server operator. I'm unmuting him so he can respond to the 23rd rendition that his need for distance to infer some sort of Earth curve would require a tool that's leveled to a plane of reference that measures angles, not curves. And when he needs distance, that distance is measured flat. Earth is measured flat for the distance he needs. I put it to him 24 times ago that it would be horizontal. He said no. Now I'm trying to correct him. Glurf, disingenuous, losing, stuttery scumbag. And what can he do? Moan about being muted? No, I've tried to get you to acknowledge how wrong you are 23 times. You just don't seem to be able to cope with how wrong you are when you said it wasn't horizontal, Buck.
You are incorrect, Nathan. You do not need distance between 2 angle measurements to establish curvature.
It's an angle.
An angle? You don't know what an angle is? You define it all the time. It's an angle is 2 straight lines meeting at a vertex. How do you not know what an angle is at this point?
I understand your English. You sound like a retard. You're stuttering because you said angle. Now, angle, I'm quite familiar with, but angule, I'm not really that familiar with. So I was looking for clarity from a retard.
You're stuttering here. Let's review. We
When
do
you
not
say
need distance between.
That's not a word. That's the stuttery retard in you coming out for an audience that's live that you also lied about not knowing about.
You mean angle, Buck?
I think he means angle. He's just a stuttery fucking retard and can't speak English correctly. Meanwhile, the angle measuring device, that's a theodolite that's leveled to a plane of reference, will need a distance. It's called rise over run. Run is measured with distance.
That's a fact.
We use a theodolite to measure curvature.
No, we
You can
don't.
take two measurements between 2 points and establish curvature. Distance is not needed, period. And the reason I mispronounced angle is because I have this new pepper grinder and it makes the coarse pepper get stuck in my throat sometimes. So that's why I kind of said the word angle. And
when you
yeah,
that got stuck in your throat.
yeah.
You need a
Well, you know how
curve.
pepper grinders work. You have to adjust the. Okay, so refracted curvature. You agree now that the theodolite used in those surveys was the proper tool? Yes.
Refracted curvature is not
Neil,
here,
shut up.
Buck.
Neil, shut up.
Neil, shut up. Shut up, Neil. Neil, shut up.
You notice how he's
You
now
heard him. Shut up, Neil.
and see that he can take charge of my own show by telling my guests what they will do. I'm the one in charge, not Buck Sodbuster.
I'm in
under the
charge.
misapprehension that he's stuttering. It's going to mean he gets the
This is
opportunity to tell my guests.
Nathan, I'm teaching your audience what nonsense you spew.
Acknowledge how horizontal the distance measurement would be for rise over run. You could do that.
All right. So now that we have established the theodolite is the proper tool for the survey that you asked for, let's talk about the survey. Are you ready?
For a survey, I asked for measurements of Earth curvature. Now he's just lying about what I asked for. I asked for any measurements of Earth curvature. He gave us an angle measuring device and lied about it measuring curvature. It doesn't.
The survey is the measurement of Earth curvature that you asked for. Should we move on to it? Yes or no?
Does it use distance?
Does the survey use distance? Is that your question? Yes, the survey uses distance.
Right, so distance measurement is a horizontal planar measurement of distance in every single instance of Earth measurement for distance. And to quote you,
No,
Buck,
incorrect.
I haven't finished talking, but you've got to go Earth, right? Yeah? Quote
No,
you,
I hadn't finished.
Quote you, there is no Earth curve measurement in the form of map distance. So when we've got distance measurements from Earth measurements, they don't have any curve, they're flat. Earth's measured flat for the distance that you now need. It's not like I need asking if I'm asking for distance, which is what the first reply was, because you do. And the distance is horizontal. Now, this is the 24th time I've put it to you that you suggested that the distance isn't horizontal. It is. I was the server moderator, put him on mute again because he keeps glurfing through the top of me.
So now that we've moved on from the theodolite, distance is not horizontal. No, that is incorrect.
You never used a map.
You know what? Let me. You have a new intro to your show.
This guy don't
right?
have a brain, man. This is getting
I'm trying to
tiring.
respond to you, Burke, with the same thing I responded with 25 times ago. Have you never used a map?
I have used a map.
And other distances, sorry, we already covered this. You're not getting curve from the distances on maps.
Correct.
They're
we're not.
Earth measurements.
Are you going to ask a question?
I was stating a fact. Earth's measured flat for distance measurements.
No, it's
If
not.
we're going to infer distance measurements with a glurf talking through my conclusion.
We can't. Are you saying we can't measure curve?
Interrupt me and like be righteous when the server operator mutes him because he's literally
What's
muting
my
you.
R?
That'd be to say if we're going to use Earth distance measurements, they are flat. That's how Earth got measured to produce the maps. And you've affirmed that when you said specifically that there's no Earth curve on maps, but they do measure distance for Earth maps. So in conclusion, Earth's measured flat. Or map distances. That's right. Yeah, it's horizontal, linear, mile, or kilometer distance measurements, like on the scale on a map. The distance.
Okay, I was muted. Now I'm unmuted. So distances are not horizontal just because they're distances. For example,
Have you never
the
used a map?
distance around a circle
Have you used a map?
is 2 times
Have you never
pi
used a map?
times the radius.
27 times. Have you never used a map?
I have used a map. I will
Are
repeat.
the distances
Distances are not horizontal
Are the
just because they're distances.
And are the distances on a map horizontal and linear?
Are the distances on a map horizontal and linear? Distance is a linear unit of measurement. It doesn't have to be
But when we
horizontal.
talk about distance in terms of Earth measurement, it's a horizontal, linear ascribing of
No.
distance.
Not
To a map,
horizontal.
then.
For example, if
For
we had a
example, I'm making a
circle,
conclusion. My
why are
conclusion is
you
Earth is
yammering
measured
through
at
my response?
horizontal.
For example,
He said it wasn't.
Nathan,
I'm pretty sure
if
I
we
heard
have a
him.
circle
Can you go
whose
back to the
radius
transcript when he
is
said
1
no,
meter,
not horizontal. Yeah, he's just affirmed that which he glurfed through 27 times. Yeah, Earth distance measurement is horizontal. Earth's measured flat for distance.
you're just
That's
saying
right.
that. You're just
No,
saying that
the map
Earth is horizontal.
is horizontal and linear on the scale of a map, and they acquire those distances shockingly by measuring Earth. And to quote you, there's no Earth curve involved, just the flat horizontal linear distance measurement.
Can meters be used to measure the length of a curve? Yes or no?
Also horizontal linear measurements when ascribed to Earth.
They're linear. They're not horizontal. Can we measure
On a map, we've got kilometers. You're telling me that that's not a horizontal? Yeah, it is. When we're talking about Earth measurement, we're talking about kilometers.
No, you're confused. You think because the map is projected to a two-dimensional surface that somehow makes their distances horizontal.
Are you saying we can measure things that aren't Earth? Oh, maybe you forgot where you were while you glurfed through the top of my conclusion about Earth measurement with meters. Kilometers. They're flat, horizontal, linear measurements of Earth's surface as per the scale, second interruption to this sentence, on a map. When it shows the kilometers, they're flat, horizontal, linear measurements of Earth.
Can we measure the perimeter of a circle in kilometers?
Rather acknowledging our fucking
Second
wrong.
interruption. Second interruption. Second interruption. Nathan, can we measure the perimeter of a circle in meters? Yes or no?
Meanwhile, meters, you say? What, like kilometers, like on a map? Yeah, they're
Meters,
horizontal
kilometers,
too.
micrometers, any unit of measurement. Can we measure the perimeter of a curved circle?
On a map, they're not. Not when we're talking about Earth surface measurements.
Why can't we measure curvature?
Why be a stuttery little bitch? Yes, because we've got Earth measurements in kilometers and they're flat and horizontal and linear. But what's that? You want to talk about measuring things that aren't the surface?
You're just making that up. They're not horizontal.
Well, we do have Earth measurements in the form of kilometers on maps. They're flat, linear, horizontal measurements of Earth's surface. Why would you interrupt me, you stuttery little prick?
No, you interrupted me.
Meanwhile, Earth's measured flat.
Who says distances has to be horizontal?
The mute button that you're now using on me by yammering through me. Meanwhile, on maps, we've got kilometers.
You've interrupted me. Jesus.
Yeah. But if you glurf through me enough, it'll change how the meters on a map are flat and linear and horizontal. Yeah, they are.
No. Distance can be measured over a curve.
On a map, you're telling me we've got curve map distances. No, you're just wrong. What we can do is irrelevant when we're talking about how Earth gets measured. Earth gets measured in horizontal linear miles and kilometers, as per the maps. I mean, it's
That's
only 28
incorrect.
times that I've gone through this fact. It's only 28 times I've asked you if you've not used
telling
map.
a lie. You're
Every
making
single time
something.
I've gone through
You're
it,
making a
it's
claim that's false.
Anchor has glurfed to the top of me whilst moaning that he's being muted. Because the only
No, you're
tactic
making a false claim.
like he's
But
doing
your
now,
claim
that kilometers, what meters, like measuring in meters, like he brought up, on a map when we're talking about Earth measurement, is horizontal linear measurement of kilometers. Now, when he was having this put to him earlier, he suggested that there was no curve on maps. That's right. That's because kilometers on maps are a flat Earth horizontal linear measurement of distance. Asking
Incorrect.
what we can do when we measure other things is irrelevant.
Incorrect.
It comes to measuring Earth's surface flat with kilometers, you can be damn sure we can hear the sound of Buck Sodbuster through the top of me. And that's what
You're
we're getting.
incorrect.
Mute button being used.
Curvature can be
right now.
measured in
It's a mute
kilometers.
button that he's moaning about. Oh, why would I get muted? Well, that's because you asked about meters. And then I took you to the maps that use meters. Kilometers.
If you have a circle that's 1 meter
horizontal
in
mile or kilometer distance that
Kilometer.
you're now glurfing through so you don't have to respond to it. This stuttery little bitch.
To prove that distance is not horizontal, I will ask you this question. Let me ask it very slow. If you have a circle whose radius is 1 meter, what is the length of
You've never used a map.
perimeter in
When it comes
meters?
to Earth measurement on maps, it's absolutely horizontal. And it's referencing the measurements of Earth, Glurf.
Again, Nathan, if distance has to be horizontal,
It is on
why
maps.
can we measure the
If-
distance around a circle?
It's flat and horizontal on maps. That's why
can we measure the distance around a circle?
If you've never used one, you stuttery glurf, disingenuous scumbag wanker. On a map,
Horizontal, why can we measure the perimeter of a circle? Simple question.
flat and horizontal and linear. It's not an if statement. It's not an if, Dumbo.
Distance is horizontal. Why can we measure the distance around a circle?
Right, horizontal on maps.
If distance is a horizontal measurement, why can we measure the distance around a circle?
Horizontal kilometer distances. Why is he asking it in an if?
A shot at this?
Not an if. I'm not asking for
Yeah.
a rebuttal. I'm telling this disingenuous glurf scum for the 31st time that the distance on maps is flat and horizontal. It's not an if statement.
Thank you for teaching me the word glurf.
Again,
Glyph.
if distances have to be horizontal, why can we measure the
horizontal
distance?
on maps.
Well,
It's
then
not
why
an
can we
if
measure the
statement.
distance around a
If
circle?
maps have got horizontal distance, they have. You complete idiot.
Do distances have to be
Why are you
horizontal?
asking me something? I've stated an absolute fact.
Because your point is very unclear and I'm seeking clarification. Do distances have to be horizontal?
At horizontal linear kilometer distance on maps into an if statement. It's not an if, Glurf. It's a statement of fact. Distance on maps is flat. It's not an if statement.
Correct. So
Yes,
for
I know it's
clarification,
correct. You disingenuous scumbag. It's only the 32nd time you said it wasn't a horizontal distance. Yeah, it is. If you can turn it into an if statement, then it might be something other than the flat Earth measurement of kilometers. Yeah, I know I'm correct. I'm correcting you. What you're doing in the face of me correcting you is turning a statement of fact about a horizontal kilometer distance into an if statement. No, you won't get to do that. You'll get it rubbed in your face how flat Earth gets measured with kilometers. Because it is. Like on the maps that you've never used, you dumbass.
are all distances horizontal or just some of them?
They are on maps, you fucking retard! Like on the scale of a map in kilometers, that's where they've got flat Earth measurements ascribed in distance called kilometers on maps.
So if we're on a hill, can we measure the length of a hill in meters? A curved
We
hill?
measure it with respect to rise over run. It's called surveying. Yeah, we do distance measurement to describe the rise over the run for the variation with respect to sea level.
hiking trail,
Like how
can we
high
measure
or low
the distance of the hiking trail?
to a horizontal plane of reference, average.
If only I had the ability to mute
Meanwhile,
you,
while I'm
Nathan.
answering him, notice, ladies and gentlemen, that while I'm answering him, in terms of whether or not we can describe the deviation from the horizontal in the form of surveying, yeah, it's called rise over run. You still need a horizontal linear distance measurement for rise over run, and the ascribe distance and height is with respect to a average of sea level. Another flat Earth measurement. Is it just me, or is in 32 attempts of getting him to acknowledge how wrong he was? When he said that it
32?
was horizontal distance. Yeah, it is. Like on the map.
He said a hill, not a ramp.
Meanwhile, we're going to be describing rise over run with respect to the altitude topology change with respect to sea level. That's an average
Nathan.
of a flat Earth measurement.
Nathan,
Meanwhile,
can we measure the length of a curve in meters?
Blurfed through. It's only the 33rd attempt to make this conclusion. He was wrong.
Like you didn't stop. And anytime I try and say anything, you yammer through me.
The 33rd rendition of my correcting him. Yeah, on maps.
Can some of the rest of us get in?
33rd attempt. 33rd attempt, Buck. What?
You want in, Wes?
A coward. That's
Wes.
what we deal with, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
Maybe
go
you'd
on.
like to tell me in the comments
Yeah,
how
have at it.
unfair it was that you got muted.
He doesn't like it.
The distance
33,
was
huh?
horizontal. He was lying.
Can we go around the panel and call Buck stupid? Like,
Now all
can
he
we
can
take
do
turns calling?
is blurf straight through the top of the conclusion. It's only been 33 attempts with a disingenuous, stuttery scumbag trying to subvert the facts in the matter. The facts being that the distance measurement is horizontal. No, it's
You're
not.
just saying that. It's not. No, it's not.
This is.
Wes, I think Wes wants to get in on this conversation, so
Nobody cares
have
what
at
you-
it.
You're not running.
Yeah,
your
end on
own-
33, but
You're what? Oh, oh, okay.
He's pointing out that there was 33 renditions of me pointing out how wrong you were in respect to how non-horizontal you suggested distance measurement was. You were wrong, Buck.
Yeah.
Distance
No, you're
measurement
wrong.
is
Distance
horizontal.
measures don't
As
have to be
per the
horizontal.
linear
That's
scales
ridiculous.
on maps.
That's the most
Based on
insane
flat
claim you
Earth
make, and I don't know why people believe it.
There's no curve in maps. Oh, yeah, but they do measure Earth to give you the distance measurement, so it can be ascribed in a linear fashion as the crow flies on a map. If you want to describe the topographical changes, they'll be detailed with respect to a sea level average when measuring and
How about us the
surveying.
rebel plane flight?
Also, the use
Rebel
of
plane.
horizontal linear distance measurement in rise over run. Those are the facts. They had 33 attempts to acknowledge how wrong you were when you said that no, distance isn't horizontal. You were just wrong.
Distance isn't horizontal. Other people want to talk to you, Nathan. I feel bad. So
Have you never
No,
used
you
a map?
didn't.
Is it just me, or have you never used
Hey,
a
Nathan,
map?
I was
You
getting
never
my
used a
ass
map?
kicked.
We never
This
used a
is,
map.
this is how Nathan argues.
Where's the map?
Distances have to be horizontal. End of story. Distances have to be
on a
horizontal.
map. So distance on a map when we measure Earth with maps is
Distance on the Earth does not have to be horizontal.
measured with
Wes,
respect to the scale on a map.
Wes is muted and he wants to talk.
Sorry, we're not getting past the 34th rendition of this then. It's just you want to tell me I'm wrong and then move on to someone else. No,
Yeah,
coward.
I mean,
on a map,
proven that you're wrong.
distance
You won't
is
answer the question.
horizontal, and it has come from
Yeah,
Earth measurement, Buck.
Show us the map then.
You've never used
Show us the
Google
map
Earth?
then.
Yeah, you've never used Google Earth?
It's also
Show
got
us the map.
horizontal linear mile measurement or kilometer measurement in Google Earth also.
Nope.
Yes.
It uses Haverstein.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, citation, please.
I can go and get the elevation profile and show you how it doesn't.
No, citation that it doesn't use curved distances on Google Earth.
I did. I just did.
Where's the citation?
he is the citation.
Oh,
Elevation profile.
The other question I wanted to ask you
Sorry,
is
I've just said
when
it
have
three
you
fucking
when have you
times.
ever
You
when
said
have
it
you
used
ever
Hammerstein. You said
when have you-
citation, please. I said elevation profile. You're deaf.
when have you ever
Are you
leveled
deaf?
a tool using the
It's me, you
horizon?
fucking retard. You asked for a citation. I said elevation profile measurement in Google Earth. 4 times, you fucking deaf
retard.
Is an elevation profile a distance
Why are you asking
measurement?
me something? You asked for a citation. I've given it you. Elevation profile does not use haversine. It
That's not a
uses
citation.
horizontal distance.
That
Calm
is
down,
not
man.
measuring horizontal distance. How do you not know
You
this?
just admitted
An
that you
elevation
use
It's on the
profile.
fucking detailed description. It shows it you.
But it uses haversine for distances from point to point.
Stop using our globe measurements, Nathan. Stop using our globe measurements.
No, it doesn't. It uses
up,
a
Rob.
horizontal ascribed distance on
Was that
the
a
measure.
nuh-uh?
Why
Was
is
that
he
a
now
nuh-uh, Nathan?
hammering through me?
Got him.
Was that a nuh-uh, Nathan?
No, it shows horizontal distance on the graph.
Yes, we're not doing elevation profiles. We're doing the surface of
No,
the
we're
earth.
not.
Stick
When
up.
I
Stick
say
with the
it does
topic,
use
dude.
horizontal distance and give you a citation that's elevation profile, is it
We're
a
talking about
nuh-uh?
distances.
We're not
Hey, we're
using
talking about
elevation. Yeah,
distances,
we
not.
are. I'm using it, you fucking retard. It's got
Can you show
horizontal
us Google
distance
Flat Earth? Hey,
ascribed
why
to
don't they
scale.
have Google
No, it's
Flat
got
Earth?
Rob Noxious talking straight through me.
You talk through everybody
Oh,
else.
really? That's the pot calling McCuddle Black right there.
Yep.
Come on, Nathan, show us.
Elevation profile uses horizontal distance.
I have just
We're not
confirmed
talking
that
about an
Google
elevation
Maps
profile.
uses spherical great circle distance measurements with
No, it
their
doesn't.
JavaScript
Stop
API.
deflecting, Nathan. Stop
Uses
deflecting, Nathan.
horizontal distance as
Would
it
anyone make the
shows on an
citation that Nathan
elevation
is wrong? I
profile.
will post
That's what
it
it
in
shows.
the chat.
Thank God. They're all trying to gang up on you now.
Meanwhile, we've got a cited source. That would be elevation profile. It shows the distance. It's horizontal in the measurements, as shown in the graph, called an elevation profile. I've put it to Wesley 5 times.
I have posted the citation that Google Maps uses spherical geometry for calculating distances. That's my citation. Dispute it.
So we're not talking about calculating anything. We're talking about measurements.
Oops.
No,
So stop
on Google
deflecting,
Maps,
Nathan.
we calculate distance. That's how
Yeah.
No, we don't. We
Google
don't
Maps
calculate
works.
that. If we're
And
measuring
we
it,
use
we're
spherical
measuring
geometry. I've just
calculate.
posted the citation. Your citation is nuh-uh, and mine is the actual fact. Go ahead, Nathan. Dispute
It's
it.
calculation, and I'm talking about how it's measured.
No, we were talking about how distances are measured on maps.
But not
I
calculate.
believe Liz suggested Google Maps, and you
Measure
said
it. So
haversine was not used, but it is. You're wrong.
Already defined what a kilometer or a mile is.
Now you've been proven wrong, Nathan. Run away to
No,
a
we
different
have
topic.
defining what the measurements were, and they are fact as per his detailed
Run away from the topic.
of a definition of what a mile or a kilometer is. It's horizontal and linear.
Nope.
Does Google Maps use
Now
spherical
we're being asked
geometry
what
for
Google Maps-
determining
what Google Maps
distances?
do.
You won't
No, look,
answer. You're
already
wrong.
defined
You were
what this
proven
thing
wrong,
is,
and now you will
and it
not
is
answer.
defined by you as being horizontal.
Over the years,
Linear.
You can't.
This isn't good.
You can't measure a sloped road.
Is it just me, or am I talking to 3 different people now?
Yeah, this isn't going well for you,
Defined
Nathan.
What a mile
Yeah.
was as
You
being
can't measure a sloped
horizontal and
road.
linear. Right, Buck's already defined it, though, hasn't he?
You can't measure a sloped road, Nathan. Is that
Is it
your
just me, or am I
worldview?
talking to 3 different people?
Is that your worldview that you can't measure a sloped road?
A slope is a deviation from a horizontal.
Okay, so you can measure a sloped road, the
We
distance,
need
right?
a
You don't need
horizontal, then. And we
Nope.
need a horizontal to
Nope.
describe it.
No, you
and
don't.
You do in Rise Over
No, you
Run.
don't. You can
You don't know
measure.
what
Could you
Rise Over
measure the
Run is.
perimeter?
3 different people ganging up on me, it seems.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
they don't
crying?
understand how measurements work.
Describing the curve, you're going to describe it as a deviation from horizontal. If you're describing a slope, then you're describing a deviation from horizontal. If you're describing miles, it's been defined by Buck Sodbuster as horizontal and linear. We've already had it defined. Now, on the scale, on the elevation profile that Wesley told me I was nutting when asked for a citation, no, we've got miles. It's written on the top of that scale. If you're going to
Why
say
are
that's
you-
what on earth, I'm still
Why are
talking.
you
Wesley.
deflecting to
Still talking,
elevation
Wesley.
profile?
Wesley, you don't need to glare through me. I'm still talking. When you talk about an elevation profile, it's got a scale, and that scale is detailed in miles or kilometers. They are already defined by your compadre, Buck, as being horizontal and linear. That's how he
Cool.
defined them. Correctly, I'm
Cool.
still talking, Wesley.
Cool. And that is a mile on that graph. It's describing an Earth measurement or the topology and how it rises and falls with respect to a plane of reference called sea level. You've got numbers ascribed in a distance along the top. Wesley, that is the 4th time you've interrupted this sentence. Meanwhile, the detailed, accurate description I've given of the topographical changes in an elevation profile on Google Earth uses miles or kilometers.
So are you using your escape mechanism to get to elevation profile? We're talking about distances on the surface of the Earth. Are you going to talk through me? Are you going to talk through me?
Are you stuttering?
Are you going to talk through me again?
Yes, I will do as I damn well please. This is my show. I choose to talk through a dumbass.
No, this is Rig's show. This is Rig's show.
But I've provided you one that's giving you linear, horizontal miles and kilometers.
Why are you running to that escape mechanism?
What you're now doing is talking through me, not acknowledging that my cited source to rebut what you suggested, which was Haversine application, defies the miles ascribed on an elevation profile in Google Earth. That is me refuting your shite, Wesley.
We're talking about distances on the Earth across the globe. So if you want to deviate, if you want to use your escape mechanism to going to elevation, you can go. You can use that. You can use that deflection mechanism if that helps you.
On a globe-shaped graph,
is that help
miles, and they are ipso facto, as defined by Buck Sodbuster, horizontal and linear.
No, he said linear.
Paying attention, or is it just that if you blur through me, you'll feel like you've won?
He said linear. Not horizontal, linear.
Horizontal linear distance measurements, as
linear.
in miles, are what are ascribed to the elevation profile in Google Earth's measurements of the surface.
Why are you appealing to a horizontal or elevation profile?
Are you stuttering like a fucking retard?
Why are you appealing to an elevation profile, huh?
On the scale for elevation profile.
Why are you appealing? Listen to the question, Nathan.
Giving it you dumb fuck.
Listen to the question, Nathan. If you can't answer it, that's fine. I get it. Why are you appealing to an elevation profile?
Going to an elevation profile.
Why?
Because it uses horizontal linear distance measurement.
Now go to the actual surface of the Earth on Google Earth.
Your shite. That's why.
Don't go to your elevation profile. You're using that as an escape mechanism because you have to deflect.
Stuttering, okay, Wesley?
Why are you using the escape mechanism of deflection?
Is it because you were dropped on your fucking head?
What? Oh, you have to insult because you can't argue logically.
We've got an elevation profile measurement. It uses horizontal linear distance.
Yes, I agree with you.
The form of miles or kilometers. You said Haversine. I say you were dropped on your fucking head, you stuttery wanker.
How often do you use elevation profiles in your daily life there, Nathan?
Ever, but meanwhile, the measurements in flat horizontal linear distance.
Oh, he admitted he was wrong. Everybody heard that. What an idiot.
Over vast distances measured in miles or kilometers, flat. To refute your shite when you said that we used Haversine.
Nope. You don't use elevation profiles to navigate the Earth.
I believe so, Wesley. I don't think a nutter is going to work here, fucking stuttery retard. You're going to laugh now, stuttery retard. All you've got is stuttery and stammery responses to the facts that Earth's measured flat with horizontal linear distance measurements in the form of elevation profiles.
You use elevation profiles to measure distances across the Earth? Really?
Yeah. I've run a fucking rule across sections of Earth in Google Earth and looked at the number ascribed in miles or kilometers. Yes, I have.
This is why you're reduced to selling microphones, because you have no idea how Earth is
that's an ad hominem attack. Just remove this cunt. No, it's not why I've been reduced to selling microphones. I've been reduced to selling microphones because this show is censored. When I tell you, the audience, that Earth is measured flat with horizontal linear mile measurement, when I tell you Earth is measured flat with theodolites that measure angles with respect to a planar surface you're leveled to, when I say Earth's measured flat with respect to the plane of the horizon, as detailed by these arseholes, I get censored. So I have to sell microphones just to pay the mortgage. That's not because you've been annihilated when you suggested that elevation profiles use Haversine. You were just wrong. They got miles written along the top of the box. The box is flat. The miles have been defined by one of your compadres on the globe side. You are a scumbag. All you can do is glurf through me, and when you're proven wrong and proving to be a stuttery, stammery retard, you accuse me of needing to sell microphones? What a wanker.
I'm sure it has nothing to do with the way you conduct yourself on your show, Nathan.
What does that mean?
Also, I posted spherical geometry concepts. Do you want to read that out loud, or would you like me to?
Feel free.
The images within Google, the images within the Maps JavaScript API are two-dimensional and flat. The Earth, however, is three-dimensional and is often approximated as either an oblate spheroid or more as a sphere. Would you like me to continue?
It's a baseless assertion. It's describing how it's flat and then offering up a baseless assertion in contradiction of the first statement. So what you've offered is a contradiction in terms.
They have a button at the bottom that says report.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Just wait. You understand what a contradiction in terms is? You've just given one.
Yeah, like a circular triangle, right?
You're
Or
a
something?
stuttery retard also. Yeah,
Like a circular triangle?
Just given a contradiction in terms.
You mean Google gave a
You're
contradiction
a
in terms,
stuttery
right?
wanker. Yes, you wanker. You've given a contradiction in terms.
Point it out, please. Did I stutter?
I'll be
Go
both
ahead.
two-dimensional and bent curving simultaneously.
I'm sorry, did I stutter? Or are you gonna point out the
Violation
fucking
of the law of
contradiction?
non-contradiction. If it's two-dimensional, it ain't fucking curving and oblate spherical. That's a contradiction in terms, you fucking retard.
So images are not.
Oh,
so
it's a
images are not
contradiction,
two-dimensional.
Can't be both
Images are
2D and
two-dimensional.
curving simultaneously.
Are you claiming that images are not
contradiction in
two-dimensional?
They can't be
discussion.
2D and curving.
What? Contradict my.
Shut up, stomach, shut up. Do you understand for the third fucking time, IC spin? You can't be both two-dimensional and curving simultaneously for the fourth time to a retard who stutters like all of you globe spastics. That's a contradiction in terms, a violation of the law of non-contradiction, you fucking retard. Were
Hey,
you
let's join the
dropped on
spastic
your head,
family.
IC spin, because you're
Let's
being backed
say
up by another disingenuous wanker who needs muting? You have offered a contradiction in terms, IC spin. I'm asking you for the fifth time. Were you dropped on your head?
Allow me to clear up the contradiction for you, you fucking idiot.
No, you're not going to be calling me fucking
two-dimensional.
anything. You'll be removed from this discussion. No, when you say something's 2D and then tell my audience that means it's curving, I'll point out that there's a contradiction in terms. 5 times. You think you need to clear up the contradiction? There's no clearing it up. If it's 2D, in terms of its measurement, it isn't the contradiction of oblate spheroid after the fact. That's just a contradiction in terms. Next. Any more for any more. What we've had is a whole absolute shit ton of flat earth measuring by glurf, disingenuous, lying scumbags who contradict themselves. All they've done is continually appeal to a whole bunch of different flat earth measurements. That's all they've done.
Ask a question. Can they use the word across? I'm wondering if it's one of the 30 words. Maybe it should be added.
These are the idiots that say, oh, well, it's 2D, oblate and spherical. Like, are you a fucking retard? You don't understand how contradictory that is? Obviously not. He thinks that he needs to confirm how contradictory it is by explaining it to me? No, I wasn't dropped on my fucking head. When you say something's two-dimensional, I understand implicitly that means it isn't curving.
They need it to curve.
Yeah, they need 2D to curve.
It's curved. We just measure it. I have a question for you. Neil. When you have a triangle on a curve and the angles add up to more than 180 degrees, what's it
Begging
called?
the question. There are no angles on curves.
That's correct.
Oh, there's no angles on curves.
Begging the question. Do you understand what a begging the question fallacy is?
Yeah, I'm not begging the question.
You're not stuttering, stuttery twat.
I'm not stuttering, no.
I'm not stuttering. Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not stuttering.
Begging the
You're
question.
stuttering.
When you say when you've got a triangle on a sphere, you're assuming you've got a spherical surface beneath your feet. That is to say, you're assuming the very outcome that you're trying to prove, aka begging the question. That is to say, you are assuming your own outcome in the first instance of your statement.
Okay, so Neil, you don't know the answer. That's fine.
And what Buck Sodbuster has got to do in the face of this fallacy being pointed out to him is glurf through the top of me. Now, it's not me using fallacious reasoning. It's not me suggesting that we put triangles on top of spheres and assuming Earth is the sphere that he's trying to prove. That would be begging the question. But it is him glurfing through the top of his annihilation, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? That's all you've got from this point forth as glurfs. Glurf through the top of
we
your
can
own.
put triangles on top of spheres. That is correct. And I was asking, what's it called when the angles add up to more than 180 degrees? I was asking Neil, but Neil doesn't know.
And what I'm hearing is my opponent talking through me, correcting his use of fallacy. No, he's assuming his outcome. He's assuming Earth's a sphere. When he says, when you put a triangle on a sphere, what, you mean you already have a sphere beneath your feet? Well, you don't need to be putting triangles on it. You've already got a sphere, haven't you? Oh, right. Well, that'll be
sphere is not the Earth that I'm talking about. I'm talking about in geometry. When you put a triangle on a sphere. Okay, Neil, if you don't know, just say you don't know. It's fine.
This is the same guy who moaned about getting muted by the server operator. Fourth interruption to the exact same sentence. Fourth. Meanwhile, when he says when you put a triangle on a ball, that's him assuming you've got a ball. Why would you need to put a triangle on it? Why would you need to measure anything? You've already got a ball, the one you assumed in the first instance. But for the fact that's fallacious reasoning, it's called begging the question, assuming your outcome.
No, I'm not assuming my outcome. This is a geometric question. When you put a triangle on a sphere and the angles add up to more than 180 degrees, I was asking Neil what that is called. There's no, okay, so you're incorrect. We can have triangles on spheres.
No, it means you're talking utter shite nonsense when you ask about a triangle that doesn't have angles measuring up to 180.
Basic geometry. I'm talking basic spherical geometry.
You're a cock-waffling idiot, a stuttery moron that was dropped on his fucking head. That's what it means.
It means I have a basic understanding of spherical geometry.
That don't add up to 180, making you a moron. Now he's interrupting me again. Whenever it is the case that I challenge his cock-waffling shite, he feels that he needs to talk through me, because that's all you can do when you're on the losing side of this discussion. It's not a debate. I'm telling these idiots how Earth gets measured, how the maps are presenting the mile measurements. Flat, horizontal. No, they're not. I didn't even say distance, is how they have to lie when they're confronted with the facts of Earth measurement. Earth is measured flat.
Okay, watch. Nathan's going to interrupt me when I do this. Neil, when you put a triangle on a sphere and the angles of that triangle add up to more than 180 degrees,
I'm not going to go through that again.
What is that term called? It starts with spherical, and then there's a second word.
You, ladies and gentlemen, entirely.
See, I told you Nathan was going to interrupt me. I knew he would interrupt me because he has to yammer through me.
He's begging the question of sphericity of Earth's surface by suggesting it in the first instance. Rather than acknowledging that he's used a begging the question fallacy, that is to say he's assumed his own outcome in the first instance, he's now trying to appeal to talking to Neil. That's his tactic. Not acknowledging that he's using a fallacy.
That is a low blow. Talking to Neil is a dirty, rotten
trick. Little bit. You've begged the question.
To talk to Neil.
I'm sorry. How dare you talk to Neil?
Stuttery little bitch, you beg the question.
He likes me.
He stuttery little bitch can't get away from the fact he's begged the question. That's all you can do. It's automatically
disagree on cosmology, but we're buds.
Tools and measurements.
Nathan, you don't know, but Neil actually likes me.
Leveled to a plane of reference with respect to the horizon, with all horizontals being parallel with that plane. So you can describe how you can calculate sphericity with a distance that you'll then lie about utilizing when you know damn well in 32 attempts of me pointing out how wrong you are when you say it isn't horizontal, that all maps that don't measure curvature use horizontal flat earth measured distance in linear formats of miles and kilometers. Same goes for elevation profiles that describe the deviation in the topology with respect to sea level. These are the facts.
There's one problem.
Flat earth measurement, not a single one of them.
How Google Maps
what we've got instead of an acknowledgement is constant interruption from entitled stuttery wankers who feel that they're entitled to interrupt the conclusion when they're demonstrated incorrect.
Google Maps uses spherical geometry to calculate distances. I posted in chat a proof of that. Go ahead.
It uses miles and kilometers, as shown and demonstrated in my
not horizontal.
source of elevation profiles, where it very specifically shows them horizontal, flat, and
profiles
linear,
aren't
and
distances.
describes
Again,
a horizontal, flat,
I posted
linear
proof.
value
I
in the
posted
form of
proof.
kilometers or miles to the elevation profile that's referencing sea level. So no. When you lie about what it says it does, it utilizes a contradiction in terms where it's summarized by the other dick who said it's also 2D. No, if it's 2D, it isn't curving.
You said all maps use horizontal distances. I proved that
they
Google
do.
Maps
They use
doesn't.
kilometers
End of
and miles
story.
as per the scale on all
Dispute my
maps.
proof or stop
As per
making the
measurements
claim.
used to create those maps. Yes, maps use flat Earth miles and kilometers. Those are
Not
facts.
Google Maps. I proved it.
Right,
I
Google
posted
Maps
in.
uses
How can you
elevation
dispute it?
profiles. Those elevation profiles are also using, as defined by you, the horizontal linear distance measurements in kilometers or miles. You defined it. On the
I never
elevation
said to
profile
talk
on
about
Google Earth,
elevation
that is what
profiles.
they
Again,
use.
Nathan, you're dodging the question.
There was no question.
Not
It's just
all maps use horizontal distances. I
flat.
proved
They
it with
use
Google
a
Maps.
scale. The scale is in miles.
You see him
Miles
yammering
are a
through
linear
me? When I
distance
prove I'm
measurement
wrong, he yammers through me.
corresponds to the measurement of
Sad.
Earth's surface to produce the maps. And as per your own admission, there's no curves on maps.
No, there's curves on Google Maps. So there you go.
There isn't. When you look at Earth as an elevation profile,
Have you used Google Maps?
It's using as defined by you.
Google Earth is
linear,
entirely
mile,
curved.
or kilometer.
And as such, they use spherical geometry to calculate distances between 2 points.
Now, I'm summarizing this for the umpteenth time, and what am I hearing? I'm hearing him talking through the top of me, correcting him for the umpteenth time.
Stop yammering through me, Nathan. I have shown you that not all maps use horizontal distances.
Linear mile measurements.
Why do you keep interrupting me when I'm talking, Nathan?
From the
Have
sea
you no
level
decorum?
in elevation profiles, as per the Earth measurements, which by his own admission do not measure curve. What do they measure? Well, they measure horizontal linear distance in the form of kilometers or miles. That's what they do use when they measure Earth to produce maps with those measurements.
Settle
Now,
down,
obviously,
settle down,
he's
settle down.
summarizing it for about the 30th
Nathan, settle
will
down.
require
Settle
him
down.
talking.
Settle down, Nathan.
Maybe he'll appeal to the
Settle
mute
down.
button.
Think about Pepper.
It has to be
Think about
used
Pepper
on him
grinder.
while he's
Settle down.
to the top of this rendition for the 36th time. The Earth is measured flat with linear horizontal mile measurements as per the scale on maps.
Nathan, does Google Maps use spherical geometry to calculate distances between 2 points?
It
Yes or
uses
no?
flat Earth measurements of miles in the form of horizontal linear
Does it
kilometers.
use
or
spherical
miles,
geometry to calculate distance between 2
graphical
points?
changes in elevation profiles that are detailed with a horizontal linear mile or kilometer distance ascribed when showing anybody how Earth has been measured to show the deviation from the sea level. That is what Google Earth uses when it uses Earth measurements in the form of miles
So
and
you
kilometers.
agree? Nathan
No,
Oakley now agrees that Google Maps uses spherical geometry to calculate the distance
being a
between 2
blur
points.
and
We are
lying about
making
what
progress, Nathan. We are making progress.
disagreed with you because you're saying it doesn't use a curve when it
You
uses
agreed with me,
horizontal
Nathan.
linear mile or
I am
kilometer
impressed that you agreed with me because I didn't think there was much hope. But so we now agree that Google Maps uses spherical geometry to calculate the distance
It uses
between
horizontal miles and kilometers. It uses stutter. Yeah, that little malfunction in your brain with you acknowledging
Maps
how
uses
horizontal and linear the miles and kilometers will be in Google Earth.
So we both agree, and everyone here heard it, that Google Maps uses spherical geometry to calculate the distance between points on the map. I posted the public API, and there's no disputing it. So,
and he's going to lie and say I've agreed with him about spherical geometry.
well, did you not see what I posted?
Linear,
Did you not see my
horizontal,
citation?
kilometers, as per the topographical changes I've detailed about 5 times in the last 3 minutes.
But you're talking about elevation profile. I'm talking about distance
Yeah, that's
measurement.
right. That's measurement of elevation with respect to sea level. That's Earth measurement with miles along the top of the
Stay on
scale.
topic.
Miles
Talking
being
about distance
described and
between 2
defined
points.
by you as linear, horizontal, or not. Obviously, you've got to lie about even saying distance.
Stop waffling, Nathan. We're
can I ask
talking
a
about
quick question?
distance. You
Stop
said all
waffling.
maps use
It wasn't
horizontal
waffling.
distances.
It
I
was
proved you wrong.
annihilating.
End of
Utterly
story.
spastic.
That's the end of the story. I proved you wrong.
In
You
regards
can
to our Earth
yammer, you can stutter, you can call names, but you're wrong.
in an elevation profile.
It's
That's not
okay to
me
be wrong,
stuttering. It's
Nathan.
not me
It's okay to
yammering.
be
It's
wrong.
not me
It happens
cockwaffling.
sometimes.
It's me
It happens
annihilating
sometimes.
you with flat Earth measurements. The prerequisites that are used when measuring the topographical changes, as detailed on Google Earth with miles and kilometers. That's what it is doing.
How come I see
I
in this
keep hearing this word elevation.
Sorry, what was that, Nathan? Neil? You got something to say, Neil?
Is it maybe appeal to Neil? Earth's measured flat with miles and kilometers. It's shown on the
I like
elevation.
Neil, and he was trying to say something. Neil, go ahead.
It's a measurement of Earth and its surface with miles.
Nathan, can you let Neil talk, please?
Detailed and defined as being flat and linear. That's what they are.
You were trying to say?
Earth. I mean, there's no curve on maps. End quote. Book Sudbuster. Yes, because there's no measured curve. Ever. There's only ever flat Earth measurements. That's how we measure Earth. Maybe appeal to Neil.
Okay, Neil, what were you trying to say?
What a coward.
Deal with
What an
Nathan, not
abject
me.
coward.
I interrupted.
Neil, I thought you were talking, and I wanted to let you get your point out.
Can't acknowledge how he brought up distance, and distance is horizontal and linear.
No, distance isn't horizontal. Distance is linear, not horizontal. Different. They're not the same. I know you think they're the same, but they're not.
Never used a map. You've never used a map.
Yeah, I use Google Earth.
And you're telling me
and
that
you know how Google Earth calculates distances between 2 points?
Are you telling me that horizontal isn't ascribed in an elevation profile?
Are you telling me that all
Are you
maps
a ignoring bitch? Yeah, I'm going to go with, we're definitely using horizontal distances in linear form on the elevation profile on Google Earth when it ascribes distance measurement.
What? Is an elevation a horizontal measurement?
That got your tongue?
I think that's a question for you, Nathan.
There's no question to answer. When I describe accurately how linear and flat the horizontal box is for elevation profile, it's not a question. It's not up for debate. It is what it is.
Even a fact.
Debatable. Was that Debatable D that was asking?
No. It's a statement of fact by me when I describe how the topographical changes are detailed with respect to sea level.
Yes, absolutely. Well, your claim is that sea level is horizontal, and it's
tell
not.
me absolutely through the top of me, summarizing my winning point there, Book Sudbuster. I know absolutely.
No, it's not a winning point because sea level is not horizontal.
Right,
that's your whole issue.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Let's just check if you're correct that sea level is horizontal. Hang on. I will ask ChatGPT.
You don't need to ask ChatGPT. Horizontal is all planes of reference in this instance being parallel.
Level is the same distance from the surface.
You're going to say it's not horizontal?
Globally, no. So sea level is not horizontal. That's kind of what I said, I believe. So I think you're wrong.
Level means all parts having
I think
no
that's
part
what is that the fourth thing you're wrong about now?
Parallel with the
So
plane
sea level is not horizontal. So your claims about elevation profiles are silly if
there is
they're
no
based
claim
on the assumption that sea level is horizontal.
They are shown.
You're on that. So you're wrong about that as well.
Are using linear measurements of miles. You're showing the deviation of topology of the Earth when measured with respect to sea level, as shown in an elevation profile. That's not up for debate.
But sea level is not horizontal, so there goes that theory you had.
When you say level isn't horizontal, so we're not going to run parallel with the plane of the horizon, horizontal, sea level. Yeah, we will. That's just nonsense. You're just talking shit. You're an idiot.
Yeah, he's making a claim.
Oh, what was that, Nathan? What was that, Neil? Neil?
Sea level is level. No, it's back
Neil,
to
did
appealing.
you say something?
Shut up. Sea level is level and horizontal. That's what.
Well, it's level. It's not horizontal. They're not synonymous.
Will inquire. Me being interrupted by Buster while I correct him again. Yeah, sea level's
Level
level.
and horizontal aren't the same thing. It's just a
Establish
fact.
a horizontal plane of reference, as detailed earlier in the show by one of your opponents.
Yes, you can establish a horizontal plane of reference. That does not make sea level horizontal.
So it is used in that fashion. All parallel planes are with respect to the horizon. Sea level is definitely horizontal. It's all parts having no part higher or lower than another. That's what level means.
Can you post a citation that sea level is horizontal? Because I can post one that says it's not.
Really?
Yeah.
Does that mean
Would
it's
you like me to?
actually useful in measuring anything?
It's absolutely used for measuring things. Just it doesn't have to be horizontal to be used as a reference.
We're using sea level for measuring.
Height?
So height as in perpendicular to a horizontal then? It's not horizontal, but we're going
to the horizontal tangent at the point you're measuring.
Or height, that's altitude. Yeah, that would mean it was horizontal then, to be perpendicular to it.
Right.
Right! So you're a disingenuous fucktard glurf. So when you say sea level's not level, you're going to describe altitude perpendicular to it, making it fucking horizontal then.
Not horizontal. Sea level is absolutely level. It's not horizontal.
Yeah,
It's
therefore, when you're describing an altitude, you're going to be perpendicular to a plane of reference, which is horizontal. Altitude is in the vertical, perpendicular to a plane, that's horizontal, measured from sea level.
You're perpendicular to the tangent at the point you're measuring.
Either horizontal, you're saying it isn't, making you a fucking retard.
No, making me right. You're saying that horizontal is the same thing as being level, and that's incorrect.
Sea level is horizontal, having no part higher or lower than another.
So
in order to
if I'm sure that you're wrong, does that your whole theory?
Just so I can drop this in at this stage, we're now describing measurements of Earth as a flat plane for altitude. Or to put it another way, just have this
Nathan, have a look at what ICSpin posted at 11:42.
Have a horizontal plane of reference.
42 after the hour.
What are we perpendicular to? Oh yeah, the horizontal that is afforded us with sea level that this guy says isn't horizontal. Oh right. Well, if sea level's not horizontal, how the fuck are we going to be perpendicular to it? We're not. We are definitely going to be parallel to this
at the point we're measuring from.
It's how we describe altitude.
Commonly referred to as the horizon.
Just left through the top of me, didn't he?
No, you flurfed through the top of me.
Bitch. You measure Earth flat from sea level for altitude. It's horizontal.
No, it's not.
So how can we be perpendicular
to not horizontal
altitude then?
We measure altitude from sea level.
Yeah, altitude is the vertical.
Yes.
Vertical is axiomatically tied to horizontal. You complete retard.
That doesn't make the surface horizontal. In no way does that make
so even though we're using sea level to be perpendicular to it, it doesn't mean the surface is level.
The issue here is that you don't understand that we can have
even though we're
describing
perpendicularity for altitude from it. Yeah, it does. You're just a fucking...
The issue, I think I understand why you're showing
I think you're stuttering a lot. I think we axiomatically
you think that we can't have perpendicular to a curve.
Reference to describe
you think we can't have perpendicular to a curve, therefore you think that if we measure altitude, it means the surface has to be horizontal.
So you're going to blur through the top. You're going to stutter through me and maybe moan about getting muted? Yeah, I think that would be the order of the day.
You're yammering, you won't let me speak.
Sea level is horizontal. I would suggest that requires you glurf straight through the top of this axiomatic fact when we measure Earth flat. From sea level, perpendicular to altitude. Maybe if you just glurf through it, it'll change these facts.
Nathan, can we have a perpendicular vector to a curve?
No, you can't have perpendicularity
to a curve. So Nathan Oakley on what, January 2nd, 2026, says you cannot have perpendicular to a curve. You know that's entirely wrong.
To a curve, it means at right angle to it. Can't be at right angles to a curve You can't have an angle from a curve. So what's this guy? A fucking retard dropped on his head. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. He's describing an axiomatic principle that requires you to be at 90 degrees.
Everybody go to ChatGPT and type, can you have a perpendicular
at 90 to a
surface?
curve? No, you can't be 90 to a curve. Well, you dropped on your fucking head.
We dealt with that earlier today. Come on.
If it's proven that we can have a perpendicular to a curved surface, everything unravels for everything you say.
You fucking spastic. Can't be 90 degrees to a curve. 90 is two straight lines. What a fucking retard. Meanwhile, perpendicularity in this case for the measurement of altitude off sea level requires that sea level be horizontal, axiomatically tied at 90 degrees to the vertical. We are measuring for height. So no, you can't be at 90 degrees to a curve. You're a fucking retard.
Okay, let's look at what ChatGPT has to say.
No, I understand what the word perpendicular means, regardless of what ChatGPT says.
Do not interrupt me. Can we have a perpendicular
at 90 degrees? That's what
Yes,
perpendicular means. So if one of the lines is curving, it's not at 90 degrees. What you need is level curve. Then you haven't got the axiomatic principle of altitude measurement in the vertical, because vertical's tied axiomatically to horizontal. But you say sea level isn't horizontal. Yeah, it fucking is. What's that? We can't be at 90 degrees to a curve. No, we can't. Just a fucking retard.
So I just checked. I have a citation that you can in fact have a perpendicular.
You can't. What you can do, you little bitch, is
you're a coward. You know that I'm right. Everybody on here knows I'm right.
Meanwhile, while he yammers over the top of me,
knows that you can have a perpendicular to a curved surface, and that destroys everything you believe in.
90 degrees to a curve. 90 degree is an angle. What's an angle? Well, two straight lines meeting at a vertex. In this case, the vertex giving you a 90-degree measurement. If it's curving, it isn't an angle and is not perpendicular.
So all of geometry is wrong.
So what's
and
the order of the day
right?
when he's wrong? And he needs to violate an axiomatic principle of perpendicularity. He needs to glurf through the top of his incorrect assertion being corrected by a flatty as he stutters.
ChatGPT, can we have a perpendicular to a curved surface? Yes. For a curved surface.
90-degree angle, also known as a right angle, is an angle that forms a perfect L shape.
So, Neil, if you have a tangent to the point...
Cunt. That's all you are.
Nathan, stop interrupting Neil. We were having a conversation. Neil.
My name's
you
Nathan.
said something about an L shape?
Absolutely annihilating.
If we have a tangent to the point in question, does that not form an L with the perpendicular?
You cannot be 90 degrees to a curve. You know what it also says at the bottom of a ChatGPT reference? It says ChatGPT can be wrong.
Okay,
Did you read the little disclaimer at the bottom of what ChatGPT offered you?
So we have acknowledged that ChatGPT
you want to read the disclaimer, or
do
you want to accept ChatGPT in spite of it saying it could be wrong? In this case, it is. Axiomatically, 90 degrees is what perpendicular means. If one of the lines is...
Of course, that's not ChatGPT.
Because it's a degree.
What was it? Perplexity AI that
90 degrees is what is axiomatic.
Check perpendicularity AI.
It cannot be 90 degrees to curved sea level. There's no such thing as curved sea level. Sea level is horizontal. All you can do is glurf and appeal to ChatGPT in spite of its disclaimers that it could be wrong. It is in this instance.
It's not wrong.
So that's you have to research this. You think it's wrong. And you acknowledge that if it is wrong, it destroys your whole belief. We're good. Sorry, Neil. Nathan was talking over you. Say that again.
People are paid to put up buildings that don't kill people. They understand the axiomatic principles of perpendicularity at right angles to horizontals. They understand heights above sea level being the axiomatic principle used when measuring altitude. The heights above it when constructing things. Now, those people get paid.
It does not make sea level horizontal, I'm afraid.
When you enter a building that's been built using these principles. But Sodbuster will say, nah, ChatGPT said we can be at 90 to a curve level. No, you can't.
And so would any civil engineer that built that building you're talking about. I know. You know how many civil engineers I know? I know at least 10, and they would all be laughing at your claim that you can't have a perpendicular to a curved surface. They wouldn't think it's real. They would think you're just like
90 degrees.
ending.
It's not a claim I'm making, you fucking retard.
It's a claim. It's wrong.
Right? No, it's an axiomatic principle. I am not the arbiter of what perpendicular means.
It is wrong.
I absolutely assure you, perpendicular is not a Nathan Oakley claim, you fucking retard.
Well, who else is claiming that you can't have a perpendicular to a curved surface? Speak up.
Builders, like Neil just went to, and I just described at great length. Now, builders making sure people don't die use the axiomatic principles, like with a set square.
It's not an axiomatic principle that vertical can't be on a curved surface.
In a tool for building things? Who says it? It's an axiom. You fucking retard.
Show me the axiom. If it's an axiom, you should immediately be able to provide a citation.
In this regard, you need to look at Euclid. You fucking
Nathan, if it's an axiom, immediately you should be able to give me a citation.
We've got principles and axioms detailed that we use when building things, so people don't die.
If it's an axiom, you should be able to give me a citation. Go ahead, post it in chat.
Euclid.
I did, and you said it's not true.
But you did. Euclid.
Euclid doesn't say anything about a perpendicular to a curved surface.
Yeah, defines it.
Euclid.
Buck, it's over, Buck. Go away.
You want me to go away because I've proven Nathan wrong?
It's over. We're trying to make Buck, why don't you just present this diverging zeniths from your assumed things that are level? You're just arguing the square thing. This is like a stupid semantical argument. You know you need to have another piece of a line every time we do this thing to the circle. Why are you doing it? Show the evidence that I and me and you across from the lake have diverging zeniths because of your angle measurement from your theodolite or whatever. You've been wasted 2 hours arguing terms rather than showing observations.
Nathan stated a fundamental fact that's incorrect.
I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Show. I don't care. He's a fucking twat. He says I got to use commercial flights instead of Rebel Airlines when going off to the edge of the earth. He's not always the brightest person. He's fighting, although he thinks it's fun. Who cares? Show me the evidence.
Okay, well, I started this whole thing out by wanting to bring up the survey.
Describe how Earth is being measured flat. That's what
I can't even speak. So
can you use the 3?
You can't even speak. Yeah, I know you can't. You're a stuttery twat.
Can you use the 3-4-5 rule on a curved surface?
Negative.
Thank you. End of discussion.
So are you saying you can't have a triangle on a curved surface?
No.
Because one of the sides is not a straight line.
Well, you dropped on your head. You not have a triangle on a curve. Do you not understand what triangle means? Like, as
you
in
can have a spherical triangle.
Lines.
Are you unfamiliar with spherical geometry?
Oh, unless, of course, you're going to teeter-totter a little triangle on top of a globe that you're assuming, like begging the question.
So now, not only are you wrong about perpendicular to the surface, you're wrong about a spherical triangle. Like, it's simple basic math. How do you make such a claim?
Spherical triangle. Triangle. What? 3 triangle.
You're doing the Brian's logic thing. I thought you and Brian's logic had a
triangle. No, you don't have spherical triangles. That's a contradiction in terms.
So if I Google, does spherical triangles exist? What will it say?
I don't know. Will it offer you an AI result that could be wrong?
Well, you told me to Google the thing about perpendicular. So I'll say, do spherical triangles exist?
Don't have spherical triangles. It's a contradiction in terms.
Nathan, I posted.
Yes. Spherical triangles absolutely exist, it said. I did it in college. So ChatGPT is wrong. Google is wrong. All my college professors were wrong. When I did tests, they were wrong. Nathan Oakley is right. Nathan Oakley, spherical triangles don't exist according to Nathan Oakley.
What does angle mean? Two straight lines meeting at a vertex. So where in the definition of triangle do we have anything that's spherical? We don't. So to say spherical triangle would mean curved lines meeting at vertexes. No, they're not vertices if they're curving. They're not angles if they're curving. They're not straight lines if they're curving. So what we've got is a contradiction in terms. But if Google says so, it's right. No.
ChatGPT, the professors I studied in college, they all agree that spherical triangles exist. But Nathan Oakley and Neil, I think, say they don't exist. Who do you think is right?
No, I defined what a triangle is. I defined it as being three, that's triangle. Triangle.
Right. So on a sphere, you can have angles and you can have straight lines.
Three vertex
It's called spherical geometry. You talk about Haverstein. You know Haverstein so well. You should know this.
It's an oxymoron.
So okay, so Nathan Oakley is right, and all of geometry, Google, ChatGPT, my professors, they're all wrong.
Google's wrong. Now you get your cited sources from Google search engine.
Well,
So
I could grab my textbook from my college and show you you're wrong.
The definition of a triangle, Nathan,
search
in the
engine
chat.
erecting the buildings? I don't think so.
A plane figure with three straight sides.
And now ask what a spherical triangle is.
Fucktard. Are you paying attention? Not just Nathan. Someone else has got a different source from Google, and what do you know? It contradicts yours. So when
It does not contradict
which
mine.
one's true? Well, the one that meets the definition of the word.
Contradicted mine.
Right, three
We have-
angle straight lines meeting at vertices. So yeah, Google was wrong for
On a
you.
sphere. We can have straight lines on a sphere. We can have angles on a sphere.
The question fallacy. We can have straight lines on a sphere. No, that
Yes.
violates the principle of what a straight line is and a sphere is. If it's straight,
Again, your lack of understanding of spherical geometry
No, we don't have
tells
any
you that
straight
you
lines on
can't
a
have
sphere,
straight lines on
because that
a
defies
sphere.
what
But
a
we
sphere
can't.
is.
Who here thinks you cannot have a straight line on a sphere? Anyone?
Okay, but let's do the 3, 4, 5 rule on a curved surface. and
Oh
see
yeah,
what we
let's
get.
take a vote on it. I couldn't give
Yeah,
a
let's
shit.
do that.
Both the only
Anyone
person
on
who
this?
fucking triangle.
Well, I see Stan is
Don't give a
server
shit
muted.
if you feel consensus.
Don't
We're not
off
gonna
is
take a
server
vote.
muted.
Try means three. Angle means two straight lines meeting at a vertex. But everybody understands that they can. I couldn't give a shit.
Yeah, Buck. I mean, how many flat surfaces make a sphere, man? That's kind of a weird question.
A fair few.
I mean, what kind of ignorance is that? You know? Like,
We don't
geez.
do that here, Buck. We don't beg the question of sphericity. This is just a terrible attempt.
Any question? We're down to fundamental geometry, and you think that you can't have a triangle?
From spherical surfaces, what, like curved sea level? Why would we assume that something that's described as level in its own title, that's sea level, suddenly defies its own detailed description?
Because level doesn't mean horizontal. We're back to that again. You've given up on your ridiculous claims about spherical geometry.
This dickhead wants to appeal to the consensus, right? Because when we've got definitions,
and that's where you're fundamentally wrong.
Measurements of Earth's surface, and they don't comport to a sphere, we need to start asking, well, if Earth is automatically assumed to be a sphere, can we have curve angles? Can we have spherical triangles? Can we have triangles sat on curves? Can we have curved sea level? No, they're all oxymoronic.
Yes, you can. I've given citations that you're wrong and I'm correct, and all you got is
Let's put it to the test.
Listen to what Nathan is saying.
They're all oxymorons.
Look, let's put it to the test. Find a curved surface and do the 3, 4, 5 rule.
What's the 3, 4, 5 rule?
3 foot up.
You can't because it's on a curve. You need
What's
a
the 3,
straight
4,
line
5
for
rule?
that. You need a square.
on
to
a
do that.
sphere. That's the
It's
fundamental
how builders
There we go
get
again.
a triangle.
Now,
Nathan.
on a sphere. So what you're saying is Earth's already assumed to be a sphere. I mean, why are we doing anything if we've already got Earth Oh, right. That would be assuming your outcome in the first
sphere is wrong.
Yeah, another
Nathan,
ham-handed.
Doesn't work on a sphere
We're
because
a
the
little
angles
moron.
of the triangle don't add up
Automatically
to
assume that
180
Earth
on a sphere.
that we're going to be describing
Fundamental.
these violations of axiomatic principles from. No, Buck, you don't get to automatically assume you're on a sphere here.
Nathan,
Is
it's
that what you're
how
saying?
builders
Reality.
form a perpendicular.
Spherical measurements
3
are-
foot one direction, 2 foot the other, 4 foot the other direction, and 5 feet between them 2 points. And you can do it in inches if you want. It
That's
will
correct.
form a
That-
perfect
hold on.
triangle.
That's reality, Brian. What they're
That's
doing
right.
is not
Euclidean.
reality.
On a spherical surface,
Now
a
try and do
triangle's
that on a
angles do
curved
not add up
surface
to
then,
180.
Buck.
Like,
Buck,
how
try
hard
and
is
do
it?
it on a curved surface.
On a curved surface. So let me get it straight. We've already got a curved surface. Why are we even discussing this? It's already
No.
curved. Oh, no, that's
I'm not asserting we have a curved surface. You're asserting that we can't have triangles on a curved surface, therefore the Earth
Begging
isn't curved, and you're incorrect. Yeah.
question.
You can't, Buck.
If you
It's
had a spherical-
physically
spherical
impossible.
Earth shape, you'd have some
It's
spherical
physically
measurements.
impossible to have a triangle on a sphere?
Yes.
Yes, it's an oxymoron. How many
Come
fucking
on.
times have I got to tell this
So if
retard?
you
Because
have
of the
a
definition of
triangle,
the
you can't form a
triangle.
triangle on it.
3 different points.
A
That's what pi.
definition, the very definition of a triangle. is-
Can't we have a spherical triangle? No, it's an oxymoron, you complete retard.
Oh, they're learning slowly, Nath.
Very slowly.
Yeah, Nathan, it's a measurement that a lot of builders use to get perpendicularity. 3 foot one way, 4 foot the other, and then between them 2 points should measure 5 feet. Or you can do it in inches or meters or whatever.
When you say 5 feet, would the feet be linear and horizontal in this instance?
Oh, I'm afraid it has to be, yes.
Oh, so there can't be curved measurements of feet or meters.
No, it doesn't work on a curve, mate.
Under the misapprehension that somehow we have curved distances.
Yeah, it's
No, when we're
ridiculous,
building
isn't
things, we're measuring Earth. We're describing feet, meters, centimeters, kilometers, miles. They're all flat. Doesn't matter if you want to
Okay,
use
Brian, I'm going to read something to you. Tell me what's wrong about it.
Doesn't matter,
A
mate.
spherical triangle
they've
is a
distorted
triangle
your
drawn on
brain.
the surface of a sphere whose
You
3
cannot
sides are
have-
arcs of a great circle, which are straight lines on a sphere. More precisely, vertices.
Right into this pathetic little fallacy repeatedly now, haven't you, Buck? Well, if I assume it's a sphere, all of these axioms that measure a flat Earth will work. We've got curved sea level on a sphere that you've assumed.
Nathan, it's not particularly his fault. He's been brainwashed with this nonsense.
Yeah, bless him. What a
They have. They all think a straight line is bent. They will tell you in your face that horizontal is a curve.
They did it with
They
sea level
have
Earth.
to because of their model. They'll never measure anything like that. Never.
These are essential in squaring a room. If a room is off squared, you can't do anything. So you got to get it on square. And that's where these rules that you're talking about come into play. And it can't be done on a spherical surface.
Neil, he's claiming he lives on a spherical Earth, but he's yet to offer any spherical measurements. And all he's done so far is offer horizontal angle measurements.
That's correct.
Yeah, and assume that there's a sphere that will work with them. And then decided that it'll bend principles that are describing themselves in their own title as being level, like having no part higher or lower than another, sea level. Oh, but that's curved. No, definitely not.
I do feel sorry for them. I really do. How they have had their heads distorted is beyond me. But we was all there, wasn't we? We've all had this indoctrination. Some of us had been able to get out of their deception.
I'll do a few shout outs. Shout out to Super Mo Shady, who's smashed the super chat. He said perpendicular where you stand, and you stand on the ground. So the ground is the plane of reference. Yeah, that's absolutely correct. Thank you very much for the super chat. Your friend Pablo says great stuff. Thank you very much indeed for the super chat. Also, Crockett says Nathan Oakley 1980 is ace. Subscribe and become a member today. God bless you all. Thank you very much, Crockett, for the super chat.
And did you notice he went to a point when he was saying on a curved surface? How can you have perpendicularity to a point?
Can't.
You can't. We went through that.
It's physically impossible.
They're here to create ambiguity to try and keep their faith alive. With that, I'm going to say, if you are watching this on either Nathan Oakley 1980 or Nathan Oakley Premiering streams, then stay tuned as there will be an after show to follow. Unfortunately, if you are watching this live, this is where we bid you farewell. So another massive thank you to today's Discord and G Plus panels for making today's live show possible. And a thank you to you for liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, joining as a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member, hitting me up on PayPal and Patreon, all that good stuff. I've been Nathan Oakley and I will see you all in the next video.
That was fucking terrible.
That was exciting.
I thought it was good.
You're mad, Brian.
Why am I?
Because you believe
Why am I mad for
weird, made up stuff just for your ego.
what? You've never heard of the 3-4-5 rule that
What is
all
it?
builders use?
What?
No, you haven't, have you? And you call me
Now's your
mad?
opportunity. Now's your opportunity to teach it if it's meaningful.
It's as easy as, I mean, you can do it in any scale you want: millimeters, centimeters, meters, inches, feet, yards, miles, doesn't matter. 3 miles, let's go to feet. It's easier to use feet. 3 feet one way in a perfectly straight linear line. 90 degrees from that, you go 4 foot upwards. And then between them 2 points will be 5 feet. That's when you know that you have got perpendicularity or a triangle. 90-degree triangle.
Brian,
Yeah.
that is
Yeah.
in Euclidean geometry. You can't apply that to spherical geometry.
There isn't such a thing because it depends on the arc of the sphere. You cannot have an arc. Now, don't forget, the Earth is not a perfect sphere. It's supposed to be an ellipsoid. So the arc changes depending on where you are on the Earth. How could you use that as a reference when it's constantly changing? Now, when you use a horizontal plane that doesn't change, it's perfectly acceptable to use it as a reference point.
Okay, I'll go back to my point. Brian, like when you use the 3-4-5 rule, that's utilizing Pythagoras in Euclidean geometry, and that means that a straight line is horizontal, it doesn't deviate. When you apply to spherical geometry, a straight line is a great circle, and triangles on a sphere in spherical geometry do not add up to 180 degrees, and Pythagoras does not work in spherical geometry. There's a Pythagorean theorem for spherical geometry.
That's why they invented spherical geometry, to explain their fucking nonsense globe that they forced upon us. It's nonsense, mate. You've never built anything to a curved surface.
Geometry is independent of the shape
You
of
have
the
always
Earth.
used a horizontal plane as your reference point. You have to. We couldn't use the Earth because the radius changes. The curvature changes because allegedly it's an oblate spheroid.
When you're doing exact calculations, you have to account for the slight change in the sphere.
There's nobody that ever does that. Nobody.
Incorrect.
Oh, okay.
There isn't.
GPS absolutely accounts for it.
You are absolutely kidding yourself.
All right, real quick, guys. Come on. He's gone now. Hold on. I just want to take over a second. If anybody was muted, anyone out there listening, if you were muted during the show, or you need to get perms or anything, I think I've got everybody up to date. think I got everyone unmuted now. So we're gonna go back to rules as normal. So like no ad homs, just like discussion, like no trolling and stuff. Like that was clearly a show. It wasn't like a formal debate that I was hosting. It was his show. Okay, and he's allowed to control his audience. So now that we're back to server rules, just don't attack each other. Be cool, and we'll just keep going.
Yeah, it's a pleasure now to have a normal conversation. So is my mic?
By the way, man, yeah, your mic is the worst mic in a while. So it's just I don't know if it keeps resetting or what's going on with it, but it's still overmodulated.
Like, is it good and then bad?
It just keeps it keeps creeping up to the too loud blowing out audio mode. Keeps creeping up.
Is it that I'm just am I starting to get worked up?
Like even that's lower, but it still sounds blown out. It's like a preamp. I don't know what's going on, man.
For the future, I'll get my actual headset. But
okay, cool.
But Brian,
if you speak to Nathan, he might be able to sell you a good mic.
Yeah, yeah. You should have asked him about a mic.
Oh my god.
Good one. I don't like how Nathan doesn't let Neil talk because I like Neil and it's unfortunate. But so Brian, I don't think. Oh, someone's telling me it's clipping. I'll take off soon.
But
Brian,
I like that angle. I like that angle you used, Buck, with that whole Neil thing. It's pretty funny, clever.
With the what?
The Neil angle. You're trying to create. What do you call it? He's not happy with his boss. Look, Neil, he doesn't let you talk. He doesn't say things.
Yeah. Well, me and Neil, I've talked one-on-one with Neil. I've actually helped him out with some stuff.
I see you every day, man. Every day in the chat, I see you.
Neil's a pretty good guy. Sometimes I feel bad.
I don't understand why are you not muted in that chat?
In what chat?
The Fed chat on YouTube every day that we watch together.
I'm always muted. What are you talking about?
Good. Well, I see your name, Buck Sodbuster.
Yeah, but they mute me as soon as I say anything.
I wonder why.
Because they don't like being proven wrong.
Because you've been indoctrinated with complete.
Buck, why didn't you?
Like the rest of us were.
Buck, why didn't you ask him for any measurements? Like his calculations for a map.
Because if I asked Nathan for measurements, he would say the Earth is measured flat in surveying, in flying, in everything. I know his mom.
No, I know, but can he show us how it is, though? I mean, he can say that,
Well, it is.
Then he would just talk over me.
That's like saying, well, a house is built with wood and hammer and nails. Okay, well, I get that part. Can you show me how it's built? Can you show me how you do it?
And probably with right angles as well.
Well, cool. Well, Brian, man, but we already proved this to you. I went live with my camera. You can do it anytime you want and prove to you the shape of the Earth. You just fail to want to accept the evidence that's provided to you because you are just indoctrinated by these guys on the internet who make you feel special.
Mate,
which is cool.
It's where we all live. We live on a generally horizontal plane. Now, there are people that say it isn't flat.
It's not convincing
but
when you say it
they're measuring
like
it
that,
to the
Brian.
micrometer.
It's not
Generally
convincing.
speaking, even across a mountain range, you will see a horizontal line of them peaks.
No.
Yes, you will.
Okay, then show us. Then show us. Well, then I just say show us. Show us how you've seen this and you came to the conclusion. You took the measurements. You were there physically. And you did the work to put in to say this. You can't just say something and say, "Well, you guys believe whatever you're told," because you're just believing whatever you're told. You're believing something
Rob, who
that
are
someone
you
told
debating?
you happened. All you flirts. Oh, any flirt who wants some.
This
Especially
isn't
Brian
a
Mabbitt
debate.
right now.
Remember, this was a show to have a person practice their acting. Like, are you serious?
Who's that? Fucking Don with another PFP? Pick a fucking account, man.
See what I'm saying? You want to be part
See
of the
what I'm
fighting.
saying?
That's what you want. That's not what this is about. This you followed Nathan over here.
Yeah.
Awesome. You're awesome, dude.
Yeah, that's just it. We have to go wherever this guy goes because he never lets anybody in. So whenever we get the chance to fucking debate this guy or even talk to him, wasn't even a debate. Basically, just let him shit out.
Rob, you need to give up on that. It's a waste of energy.
Okay, guys,
No
thanks for
shit,
telling me what I should
he's
do with my
locked
life.
himself in
Do
a
I
hovel
tell
in
you
the
guys to stop
woods.
sucking dick? I don't
You
tell you
gotta
guys
get
to
in
stop
there.
sucking dick, do I? Leave me the fuck
But
alone. I'll
I'm
do what I
saying,
want to do
imagine
with
you
my
playing
life.
Fortnite, or you playing that game where you build up your little fort, and no one, he's in his own little fort by himself with the people he wants to
Cool.
bitch at. You
And I
want to
want to
go
blow it
into the
down.
fort. You running in there.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I don't like
It's
liars and fucking
impenetrable.
frauds and phonies and swindlers. Guys who fucking want
No
to just
shit, dude.
scam me all the time. I don't like that shit. And it's fucking
But we all know
seeping out
that
into the
shit,
fucking
bro.
it's seeping out into the population of normal people who have to deal with this shit every day
Give
in
a
life.
fuck. You better stand with me, bro, and bring people together, bro. Stop trying to fight.
There is no, you never bring people together, dude. It's never happened, never will.
You were
Okay,
muted,
buddy.
Don, for suggesting an experiment. So
Yeah, at least I have an experiment.
Okay. Everybody's got an experiment, but you ask me to show it to us. I'm busy right now. I'm on my phone. It's only do on Tuesdays.
Dawn, we
I'm
can
saying
all
y'all
do this
argue, man. Y'all don't want to explore. Y'all want to argue, man. You know
There's
what I'm saying? That's why I'm
we
like,
don't want to argue.
you're
We
a
want to
cool
provide
cat.
the
Why are you
evidence. We don't.
arguing?
That's the whole thing. Flat earthers want to argue. We don't. Globers don't really want to argue. We want to provide the facts. And when you guys really don't accept facts that are reality, then we get.
Bro, but
Then people
there's
get
people that
upset.
want
Then
honesty, man.
personalities come
You
in.
gotta stop
Some people
grouping
can
us
accept it.
together, though, bro. There's cool ass shaped skeptics that can talk calmly and rationally and honestly about it, and you want to hang around with ones that are putting on an act, bro.
A shape skeptic. This is ridiculous, dude.
Whatever, bro. No, it's a ridiculous.
Yeah, I
pride,
know
but
what you're saying. Rob, dude, people
you're
in this world,
chasing
man.
the worst version of it.
Cool. Listen, people have the right to be crazy, but they don't have the right to not to be not called out on it and fucking get upset when people take the shit seriously. That's what you guys chose. You guys chose to say some dumb shit, so we chose to get really angry about it.
I feel you.
Some people get more angry than others.
I don't like, but when it's like the group at it, like if you're like, yo, I'm bitching, fuck this guy, fuck this one guy. Okay, you want to spend your time? Okay, I'm gonna speak against it. I think you got better stuff to do. But then especially the grouping. Now I'm gonna take that personal because you're like grouping me in with it. Like you're extending your range of anywhere from just a 50-50 like honest skeptic to an extremist, and you're grouping all those people together.
I got you. Yeah, I know. It's like we're lumping all Christians into one group. I get it, but it doesn't matter, dude. You guys are all coming from the same religion. It's matter with religion. Everybody's lying to you, which comes from all the early 2000 shit of the conspiracy theorists. It's just another bullshit thing thought up by someone to fucking screw people and get someone to come in and talk all the time, which is cool, man. I'm glad we have it. But just don't say it. Just don't say it's like a fact, or say you're smarter than
Rob,
the actual smartest people in the world.
Rob, remember the world's full of stupid liars, so there's no point in getting stressed about this one, right?
Yeah. While they block out the sun, Rob.
Probably sounds logical, but I don't live by logic, dude. I just live by like aggravation and I get like enraged because I see people like, listen, man, I don't want to say too much. Everybody's got to make a living and do their thing on it. Like, you know, I have no problem against people making some money and shit, but it's like when these people deliberately like certain people, man, like they really believe like these people are like cult leaders. They're like some kind of fucking messiah or something, dude. Like if you truly believe that Nathan Oakley or Quantum Eraser, any of these guys are actually like no more than actually people who went to school and their whole life is studying things. I mean, then you have to take a look at yourself in the mirror and realize what reality are you living in? Because there's no reality where you're just naturally born with all the answers, dude. And watching YouTube videos isn't going to do it. That's not how it works.
I'll stand with you on that, but even they, to me, have like little niche points occasionally. You know, and they're blocking out the sun. Join my cult of stop them from blocking out the sun.
Well, the whole thing
What
is
I don't
how
get
they say
is-
everybody's lying, but believe me, I'm not lying. Aren't you everyone?
Yeah, that's a bit of a paradox there.
Why do you think
I
they're
don't
blocking out
get
the
how
sun?
anyone can dispute the existence of spherical geometry. I mean, it has nothing to do with the shape of the Earth. Spherical geometry has been around for centuries and centuries, and it's like
They just lie, bro. They haven't got a name for a three-sided shape on a curve. They know
haven't
it's called a spherical
realised yet,
triangle.
Buck,
They just lie.
Right.
it
And
depends
then
on the
engage with
radius.
want to argue these terms. Sorry, Brian.
If
Hey,
the
Brian,
radius
what's up?
changes,
Stop trying so
then
hard, Brian.
all of your dimensions are completely inaccurate. Now, in a
are you talking about the oblate spheroid?
in any sphere, if that
No,
sphere
so-
alters in diameter, circumference, radius, whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
all of your measurements go out. All of them. That's
Of
why you
course,
cannot
of course,
use it.
of course.
It's physically impossible to use.
So you're saying the Earth
Imagine a
can't be a
curve
sphere?
that gradually reduces, and you're trying to measure something over a gradually reducing curvature. All of your fixed curvature measurements would be wrong. That's why they do not use it. They can only do it to a horizontal plane of reference.
The only problem is your understanding of how you go over a curved surface. It just seems like your brain can't compute it. I can't go over a basketball.
Rob, it
I can't
doesn't
measure a
matter.
basketball.
It doesn't matter, Rob. The diameter changes the measurements completely.
How much? What is
it
the
doesn't matter
difference?
how much.
Brian,
It doesn't
Brian,
matter.
Brian.
All I'm
Brian.
saying is it would change all of the measurements. And this is why they've indoctrinated you into believing complete and utter nonsense.
Can you show us one measurement that's changed, Brian? Can you show us a measurement?
You can do it yourself, mate. Do it yourself.
Brian is
exactly.
Get
Brian.
Get two size spheres, two balls if you want, totally different sizes, and measure a line 6 inches around a curve and then 6 inches on the other ball, and you'll see it'll be totally fucking different.
We use two sticks. Sorry, we just use two sticks. It's easier.
How does that prove Earth's flat, Brian?
Physically, it means you can't use it as a measuring device.
No.
Yes,
You just said,
and this is
said
why
we
they
could.
cannot and do not use it. This is why
Well,
it has to be a
that's your
linear,
biased, dogmatic
horizontal
opinion.
plane of reference.
They just don't use it. It's not convincing.
And then you can say rise over run from that horizontal point to
None of this
measure
is convincing. Not
a
even to
drop
you.
of a piece of
Brian,
land
can I
or
say
the
something?
rise of a piece of land. Yes, go.
You are correct that if the radius is constantly changing over the Earth's surface, which it is because it's an oblate spheroid, that it impacts the measurements. But the difference in percentage from the maximum size of the radius and the smallest side of the radius, it's 0.3%. So when you're doing it, let me finish, please let me finish. So when you're doing measurements where the preciseness of your instruments are nowhere near that, that little bit doesn't matter. Now, when you're doing things that matter, like GPS or the military needs to know per foot, that change in radius is built into the model. WGS 84. It absolutely is.
No, they don't use it. They might have come up with that bloody nonsense, but they do not use
WGS
it.
84.
So why would they come up with it to not use it?
Horizontal datum line.
What does that have to do? The
You've
WGS
got to
84.
get out of this. You do not live on a spinning ball. There's no measurements of Earth movement. There's no measurements of Earth curvature. Now, what it is, I have not got a fucking clue. But what it isn't, 100%
Brian,
is a spinning ball.
Brian,
Yes,
if I'm on a carousel and the carousel's spinning, and I see everything moving, is everything around me moving or am I moving?
In relationship to what?
It's just a simple question. If I'm on a carousel, it's going around, and I perceive everybody out there, and I see everybody. Well, obviously, if I'm on a carousel, do they move? Do they go in circles?
What are you judging it against?
Yeah, I know. It's gonna make your brain glitch. I know. It's gonna make your brain glitch. Listen, just a normal carousel.
Speeds they've told
we're just
you
talking
we are
about
doing.
We're just talking about carousels, right?
Fucking
is everybody
ridiculous.
out there? Is everybody in the crowd moving, or am I moving on the carousel?
Rob, we've got fucking drones that can pinpoint a landing because they are.
Yeah, we got drones that run off GPS, Brian. Man,
any
now
movement whatsoever.
I like obnoxious with relativity. Get them.
Come
Go
on.
with relativity, Rob.
You said we got drones. You're talking about flying drones. What do drones use? GPS. What does that use? Satellites. There's nowhere you can go. You can't hide, Flurf.
So, Brian, GPS uses the WGS 84 model.
No,
chat.
It doesn't. No, it does
not. Okay, let me restate.
It does not. It uses
they say it.
Fucking. It uses box grid measurements. Now, you can't stack
Yeah.
boxes on top of a curved surface without having gaps appearing as you go higher and higher.
And that gap
So,
is the
Brian,
thing,
are they
Brian.
saying
The gap is
when
what you're
they
looking for. The gap is the
is
earth
it
Called
proof.
now.
Brian,
Word
when they
proof.
say that
What?
GPS uses WGS 84 model, is that they do say it? You agree that, but you think that's a lie, right? You think they're
It's
not using it?
not just a lie, mate. The whole setup is a deception.
All of GPS?
You can't have something that is 30,000 miles away and your phone with a 2mm antenna can pick up a signal from 30,000 miles away. You've got to be fucking joking.
Let's say you wanted people to believe that. Is there anything you could present that would make us believe that?
Your antenna on your phone would have to be like a 20-foot dish directional antenna. Whatever it is, it's local to us. And it must be stationary on the surface to give us the
No.
accuracy we've got.
You're wrong. GPS
Yes,
does
I am
not need a direction.
absolutely 100%. No, I'm
What is
saying
your
you have a
experience with
look.
GPS?
Have a look if you've got the iPhone. Have a look at the GPS antenna. It's
I
like
have
a couple
I have
of millimeters
right in front of
long.
me. Right in
Right.
front of me, I have a GPS receiver, just a GPS receiver that all it does is receive satellite signal.
He's got to be trolling.
Here, you want me to send a picture of it? It's right in front of me.
No,
I
I'm
will.
No,
sure
I
you
said
have.
Brian. No, I said Brian Mammoth's got to be
But
trolling.
how big's your antenna? An inch? 2 inches?
Millimeter.
There is
I'll
no
show you. I'll take a
way.
picture. Hang on. I'm going to take a picture of the antenna right now for you.
Right.
And
Well, if
I
you've
will.
ever done any building of your own antennas, you would understand that you need dB gain on an antenna to get it just a couple of fucking miles, let alone 30,000 miles.
Those are land based. You're talking about a land based system. The GPS can come from a satellite, dude. What are you talking about? You're talking about tower to tower transmission. Because you think you think GPS stands for ground positioning system, which is a land based system which goes tower to tower. It doesn't make any sense because GPS works where there is no towers.
How could it work? Right. Let's just examine it. We've got allegedly a satellite called a satellite beaming an image down, beaming a picture down from 30,000 miles
It's not
away.
beaming a picture. It is not beaming a picture.
Beaming a location. Then it's beaming a location.
A location and a time. A location and a time.
30,000 miles away from the Earth's surface. Now, we all know the further you go away from a surface, you have to be traveling faster to stay above that surface, don't you? Because you're going around a greater radius, a greater arc. So these satellites, not only have they got to be doing all the speeds Earth's doing, they've got to be going much faster than the Earth rotates to stay in that.
And what's the problem, Brian?
Position.
What's the problem with that, Brian?
They've got no form of fucking propulsion, you idiot.
Oh,
none.
My goodness.
It's ludicrous.
Okay, Brian, how do you think they get up there, Brian?
It's fucking ludicrous. They don't go up there. They have fed us
so Brian,
bullshit.
how do you think they get their? How do you think they gather their or get their velocity? Brian?
Our planet allegedly has got a.
You just want to grandstand. You never want to have a conversation.
So just under 4,000 miles to the surface. Now, if we're going to go above that by another 20, 30,000 miles, just think how much faster they would have to travel, like the spokes on a wheel.
You're wrong.
The outer rim is traveling at a hell of a lot more speed than the inner hub, isn't it?
No,
just
Brian,
think how much faster they would have to travel to stay in that locked position on the Earth's surface.
Yeah, just imagine how much less energy it takes to actually launch off the atmosphere.
And how come when you go in the middle of the sea, you lose everything, or in the wilderness, you lose fucking everything?
Have you ever been to the middle of the sea? Have you ever been to the middle of the sea?
I have.
Brian, have you been to the middle of the sea?
Yes, many
Where?
times.
What sea have you been in the middle of?
The Atlantic.
You were in a boat?
In the Pacific.
You were in a boat?
Yes.
What year was this? This is like probably pre-cell phones.
1971.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, Brian. I mean, are you this is like you have to be trolling. Of course, there was no GPS in 1971, dude. So yeah, you're just being silly now, dude. I mean,
it's ridiculous. You've just got to open your eyes to it.
No, what's ridiculous was remember the
let's just have a look at this blocking the sun out, right? I heard somebody talking about what is termed chemtrails.
Whatever.
We all can accept that at about 160 years ago, there was some sort of catastrophic, what's the word?
Dinosaurs? Dinosaurs?
No, we had the Earth went through a catastrophic.
He's talking about the New Madrid earthquake. Now, where have you been hanging out now?
They call it
the New Madrid earthquake.
They call
the
it
New Madrid
mud
earthquake,
floods, where buildings literally sank into the mud. Now, what if these people? I'm not going to call them the they. What if these people know and understand what caused that? And maybe it's some sort of cycle that the sun goes through. That
I got the answer. I got the answer, Brian. Can I answer, Brian?
Some sort of rays, for want of a better word, that creates liquefaction of the earth, and the buildings sink into it. Maybe they're doing us a favour by blocking the sun out. Maybe, I don't know. It's open
This
for
is the
discussion.
after party, second act by Brian and Two Globers. You're not
Come
really
on.
getting to a point.
I'm just saying.
Brian, can I tell you though?
They might be trying to
simple
save
fact
Earth
is,
as opposed to destroy it. That's all I'm saying.
Try to have a discussion, Brian,
people,
instead of just saying, it's flat.
Yeah, these people
Earth
you talk
is
about,
measured flat.
you know how you said these
Nathan's
ones?
100%
Yeah, that's what
right,
Nathan said for 3 hours,
Yeah.
and we
It
all
is.
disagreed. And we got
No,
muted,
it
and now we
is.
want to have a conversation, a real conversation.
Water on a slope flows. Now, we know this because the Everglades flood once a year, and only with a 2-inch per mile drop, the water gradually flows. But what we're told is Earth naturally drops at 8 inches, 4 times greater, and the water doesn't flow.
Okay, let's stick on this point then. And what are you saying? Earth's flat because you think water is flat and it doesn't flow. That's your argument.
No, he didn't say
I'm
fly.
just
He said
saying
when
we
he
know
said
it
when it
does
flows,
flow.
when it's on a when there's like an incline or
He
something.
does think it's flat though, doesn't he?
We do know it does flow at 2 inches drop per mile with the Everglades flooding. If you look it up, the slowest flowing river when the Everglades flood is 2 inches drop on average per mile. And
So what are
we
you
get a
saying?
flow of water. But what we're
This river
told
proves Earth's
is
flat.
the surface of the Earth drops at 8 inches, which is 4 times greater than the
You
Everglades.
just said that, so you're repeating.
The water doesn't flow.
Why are you repeating?
Well, just use your own discretion.
Because you don't want a real discussion, so you just want to repeat
Yeah,
a
it's open for
script.
discussion. Go. I'll mute.
Try to be normal.
I think we've had a good, meaningful meeting.
Are you
You've had
serious?
too
You're
many-
talking
you've had
over
too
everybody.
many
No one
yes
can get
men.
in.
Too many yes men.
Can I say one thing? Brian, I tagged you in a post of my GPS receiver and it shows like the size of the antenna. I don't know if you go to the wide chat, I tagged you in it. You can see
The what chat?
like the wide chat. The antenna is about 3/4 of an inch by 3/4 of an inch, the little tiny square there. So that's just a raw
I
receiver.
can see the debate chat. Is that the one you've put it in?
No, look at the wide chat.
What's that got to do with the water?
Why? I don't know what the wide chat is. Where is it?
Here, I'll put it in the debate chat for you. Hang on.
Put it in debate. Yeah.
Right underneath the wire, the debate chat.
Brian, you can't work out how to use Discord. Find the normal chat people use.
Yeah,
Still.
Discord's complicated.
Yeah, figuring out the
See
shape
it?
of the Earth easy.
Yeah.
Brian, do you
You're
see it
better than
now?
all the experts, but you don't know how to find a text room in Discord. Makes
Yeah,
perfect
that's the
sense.
same GPS we use in
Duh.
drones. Exactly the same module. And you think that's picking up signals from 20, 30,000 miles away? I'm sorry, You've got to question your own fucking sanity if you think that's picking up. When we fly in a certain field, it's surrounded by trees, right? You can put your drone in the middle of the field and it will not pick up any satellites.
Oh no.
And
What
it's
is this
not until
argument?
you get above the tree level that you get 10, 12, 15, 16 satellites log in. So the
But why are you
satellites
showing this?
That's absolute bullshit. That's absolute bullshit.
The
But
satellites
why
are
are you
coming in
showing a random
horizontally.
receiver?
What?
Why is
Oh,
Buck
because
showing that receiver? Do you
because
know?
earlier Brian was talking about how the antenna would have to be the size of like something massive, and I said, hey, I have one right in front of me, and I'll take a picture of it. It's a tiny little antenna. So that's why I posted the picture.
Yeah, that's good. But that proves that they're not the distances away that they're fucking telling us.
No.